Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right?
We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Season's COVID-19.
Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me.
Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through, no one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year.
Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
Is 50 about to endorse Trump? The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
And I
that's
was
good.
just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are in the world. Welcome to the Grift Report, live Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's up, fam? I see the Haram Life in the chat. Shout out to our sister podcast, the Haram Life. Strong Dad, Lauren, Kelson, Champ, DJ Protocol is in the house. Rudy the Vet, Nerd Nash in the house. What's happening, y'all? It's Wednesday. Woke Wednesday. Got a wonderful show lined up for you today. Get conservative or die trying. I hope to see it. We're going to talk about 50. Maybe we get a little endorsement, a little Trump, a little MAGA. G-Unit/MAGA. I saw Sexy Red the other day, or I heard Sexy Red at her show had a big MAGA hat. And I didn't see that cross my timeline. I didn't see that. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at this real fast. Sexy Red, one of my favorite new rappers. Here she is with the MAGA hat on stage, the big MAGA hat. You think that hurts ticket sales or her reputation? No. That's what you call standing on business, being real. Y'all think Trump cut her a check? What up, Cannon? Heather in the chat, Montoya, what up, y'all? Y'all think MAGA cut her a check? Or you think she doing this on her own? Huh? Interesante. We're going to have to see. Before we get into today's show, we got a new episode of The Woke Princess Diaries from AOC on Solana. If you guys not in the meme coin game, I don't know what's wrong with you. Let's take a look.
Boo!
Mm-mm.
Alexandra is her name, and social justice is her game. It's the Woke Princess Diaries. The Woke Princess Diaries.
Hello, children. My name is Alexandra, or AOC. I'm your new substitute teacher. Your teacher, Mrs. Bowden, is attending her husband's funeral.
Oh no, is Mr. Bowden okay?
You poor thing. You loved Mr. Bowden, huh?
We all did. What happened to him, Miss Alexandra?
Well, children, I don't know how to say this. I'll try to be gentle. Mr. Bowden, he's fucking dead. It was horrible. He was in so much pain. Oh my God, there was poop everywhere. He's never coming back. It's gonna be okay, children. There's no need to be sad when... Hey, wait a minute. Hey, what are you? Some kind of skinhead?
No, it's leukemia.
Lukey? What? Stop speaking German, you Nazi! All right, class, I take education seriously. So let's teach you some of the most important life skills, starting with Pride Month. Yow! I burn my tongue! It hurts so and stings. So not worry about mine. The re-education will go on.
Excuse me, Miss AOC, when is snack time?
9.
I'm hungry, can we eat sooner?
9, 9, 9!
But...
Enough of these. Line up on the wall. Very good, ja. So children have a discipline problem, ja? We have a way of dealing with your types of children. Pick up that chalk. Go, go, go! No, 9 colors. 9, 9, 9! 9, 9, 9. 9, 9, 9! Hey, we are busy, ja?
That's enough, señorita. These kids are coming with me.
What? No way!
To the gay pride parade?
Oh, why did you not say so? Children, go with this man.
That's fucked up. That is so foul. I should have known they were going to do a Pride Month episode. I should have seen that one coming. Should have seen that one coming. She was saying 999. If you guys don't know, 9 means no in German. Oh, man. AOC on Solana. If y'all want to get in the meme coin game, I think it's a solid project to support. It's a good team, good content. If you want to try your luck at meme coins, AOC, I think, is a great place to start. If you hit the link in the description box below, you can trade with the bot. All you got to do is load the bot up with Solana and you're ready to go. How you get Solana? Well, that's for you to figure out. I'm sure you guys are smart enough to figure that out. Anyway, time for the Men of Order moment of the day. Day 5 of Strong Dad June. Here's your Strong Dad June message of the day, brought to you by the Strong Dad himself.
What up, y'all? Strong Dad June, day number 5. And today I'm going to tell you 5 skills I think every strong dad should have. And then I want you to share with 5 skills you think every strong dad should have. See if we can get this going. Dirty boxing. Got to be able to knock somebody out in close quarters. And most fights are messy anyway. A trade skill. They can take your employment, but they can't take your skills. Even if you don't plan to have a business with it, having a trade skill that can become a business that can make you money is something every strong dad needs to have in their arsenal. Swaddle skills. Because I'm telling you right now, when your wife is sleeping and it's your turn, if you don't know how to swaddle, you're going to be up all night, bro. General mechanic skills. If it doesn't need a lift, learn how to fix it on your own. It's going to save you a lot of money. It's going to save you a lot of money. YouTube University, my dude. A firm handshake. I can't tell you how many times I've met a man and he's shook my hand and it's a weak, flimsy handshake. I got no respect for that. And best believe if you got a weak handshake, no one respects you on that meeting. A firm handshake goes a long way. A firm handshake can say a lot about you. Maintain eye contact. It's very important to set a standard for how you want to be addressed and seen in public.
I'm going to add to this list. The swaddle, I'm not swaddling shit. Pause, just in case. I'm not swaddling shit. Baby mom's better do what she got to do.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
She better do what she got to do and swaddle that baby on her own. What skills should a man have? I agree with the blue collar skills. You know, you got to have some. You got to be a bit of a handyman. Some combat skills. I agree with that. You definitely want to have some combat skills. I want to add in something he missed: physical training. I think physical training is a skill that every man should have. What else? Driving. Men, a man that can't drive is just it's a disservice. It's a disservice to all of masculinity globally. A man's got to know how to drive, especially when shit gets down and dirty. You got to be nice behind the wheel, okay? You got to be sick behind the wheel. And then I think the last one I'll say is how to talk to women. How to talk to women. Got to know how to talk to the ladies. You know, I don't mean that from a pickup artist standpoint. I mean that from a communication standpoint. You got to know how to communicate with women, and many men out here just don't know how to effectively communicate with women. And it causes issues. It causes sometimes short-term issues and sometimes really long-term issues. You might end up in jail. You might end up shot. You might end up in divorce or child support court, or, you know, there's benefits, you know. So yeah, those are the skills I'm gonna suggest every dad have. Was that 5? I think that was 5. All right. So it's Strong Dad June, hashtag Strong Dad June. Also Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Next up, for Men of Order moment of the day. Look at this. Indiana Representative Jim Banks sent a letter to the commissioner of the WNBA asking what she intends to do to protect Caitlin Clark from further targeted aggression. What? It can't be that bad. And who is Outkick sources? I don't trust this. Who's Outkick source for this? Let's take a look. Sources, trust me, bro. Let's see. Outkick exclusively obtained a copy of a letter Banks sent to Kathy Engelbert, the commissioner of the WNBA, seeking answers as to what steps the league will take to protect her moving forward. Goldstein said, called it. Sure did. Sure did. Banks opens a letter by praising the increased fan interest in women's basketball that Clark generated, before referencing the seemingly unprovoked targeted foul from Kennedy Carter. He also said the foul was visibly cheered on, supported by Carter's teammates, Angel Reese. While saying the state is familiar with tough basketball, Banks also described the incident as a cheap shot that could have resulted in an injury and should not be tolerated. So he's obviously protecting his interest. And here's a copy of the letter. This nigga wrote a letter? What steps will the WNBA take to curb excessive physical targeting of specific players? Will individual organizations be held responsible for allowing players with histories of violence to physically target their competitors? This has to be a first in history, yo. This has to be a first. Do you believe the WNBA players repeatedly diminishing the talents of their fellow players is beneficial to the league's overall success? Do you believe that it is inspiring to young female athletes to see players like the Indiana's Caitlin Clark physically targeted for her success? Wow. Wow. He went full Karen. I'm going to write a letter to the league. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Look at the image they put up here like she's a victim. You're not gonna mess up their money. That's their golden ticket. I ain't mad at them. It's a little weird, but I can understand why, right? Like, you definitely want to protect your interests. She's bringing in those tickets, and if she get injured, you know, your sales are gonna go down, because who's coming to watch anybody else play other than the Great White Hope? So I get it from a business standpoint, but come on, son. Come on, son. Anyway, we're back on the Whatever podcast. Now, I want to play this for the young boys out there. You know, the 20-somethings coming up. Be careful.
Kiara, are you going to address the scamming accusations?
This is what they're referencing. You said, quote, I know guys when they're lonely and when they don't have a good family situation, they're vulnerable. So I just know what kind of people to target. I'll ask them how's life and let them open up. And when they open up, that's when I know that I can take something from them. The woman being recorded, I guess this is you, admitted to scamming at least 7 men, including one with a disability. No. One allegedly gave her his life savings of more than $30,000 after she said she had a growth.
Damn. $30,000 in life savings? That's it? Damn, and he gave it to her?
Growth in her kidney.
No, it's not true.
Well, there's a recording after she said she had a growth in her kidney.
So she said she had a growth in her kidney and I need your money.
No, it's not true.
Well, there's a recording of it, apparently.
But that was from like 3 years ago. I was.
You know who this is? It's got to be Fresh's baby moms.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
This Fresh from Fresh and Fit. This is baby moms right here. Is this true? No. It's 3 years old. What?
I was just in a very bad place.
Wait, so it's not true, or it happened 3 years ago?
I was just going through a mental breakdown. I was going through a lot of things in life. After that, I went for therapy, and I'm in a better place now. So I didn't say those things like I mean it at all.
But what would you say to an audio recording of I know what kind of people to target when they open up? That's when I know I can take something from. How could I misconstrue that?
Kiara, are you going to...
That's insane. Fellas, be careful. Be careful. They will try and scam you. I'm not gonna say no names, but I had a MAGA mom try to scam me out of some money. I still don't think that account is run by a woman. I think it's a catfish account. I'm still waiting on definitive proof before I air it out. Like, yo, this bitch not real. What accent does she have? She's probably like, I don't know, some sort of Asian or some sort. Maybe she's Chinese or Japanese. I don't know what she is. Anyway, we have an opportunity this year to completely transform the face of the Republican Party in the Senate. So I'm doing everything I can to push this gentleman. Y'all saw my interview. If you didn't, go watch my interview with Royce Wright. It's up on the channel right now. We just did one a couple of weeks back. I posted the full one last week. Or is it this week? So let's take a look at this clip.
So let's take them separately.
Yes.
Do you favor funding for Ukraine to defend itself?
We shouldn't send another penny to Ukraine. No, not for Ukraine to defend itself. I mean, you guys got to stop this. People understand what people understand, and that's why it was endorsed.
What do
people
I not
understand? That the mainstream media has a sort of a sort of company line, a sort of party line, a sort of industry line on the war in Ukraine, and people are sick of it. You know, to defend itself. Yes, Vladimir Putin attacked Ukraine. We understand that on the surface, but the history of what led up to any war must be considered. Wars don't just happen spontaneously in most cases. And this war certainly wasn't spontaneous. In fact, Great Britain and the Europeans have been fighting the Russians for hundreds of years. And the flashpoint there in Ukraine, although significant because there's been a war that's taken many lives, and my heart and prayers go out to the many Ukrainians who have lost their lives, and Russians as well. I'm very anti-war. And I think my position on Ukraine is because I'm anti-war, but to say that, that we're just sending them aid to defend themselves is telling half the story.
If you're a U.S. senator, you would not
I would not
take
send
a
another
hard line against Vladimir Putin?
To want peace is not to be pro-Putin.
So I'm having difficulty parsing this out.
I'm having difficulty parsing this out. What don't you understand? You can't get your gotcha moment? You mad that he won't conform to your BS?
Russia invaded Ukraine.
To want peace is not to be pro-Putin. I'm not pro-Putin. I don't agree with the way the Russians run their country, the way their government is structured. I don't agree with the broad autonomy that Vladimir Putin has as the leader of Russia. As an American citizen, we have fundamental differences of belief on many, many issues. But to want peace is not to be pro-Putin. And the real question should be, what does victory look like? Because when you ask the people who are the progenitors of this ongoing conflict with Russia, here from America or in the West, their definition of what victory would be, total victory, is taking back Crimea. Well, Russia and Vladimir Putin have already said that they're not willing to give 1 single inch of Crimea back. And so now we're talking about a nuclear escalation. Am I willing to come to the table and negotiate terms of peace that would stop a potential nuclear escalation? Absolutely, I am.
I think most people view the idea of victory in Ukraine would be the Russians simply withdrawing. You think it's beyond that?
No, I don't think it's beyond that.
How do you know that it's...
Victoria Nuland and many of the other people, Victoria Nuland and many of the other international dignitaries who are involved in that conflict have said on the record that total victory is to take back every territory that Russia has occupied. And that would include the Donbass and Crimea. And those have been said to be red lines for the Russian administration, for the Kremlin. And so if we're gonna, sure, they should withdraw. I would be in support of that, obviously.
But the U.S. should not fund an effort to get them to withdraw.
The U.S. has its own issues, and that's what the heart of the America First idea is that we can't continue to defend everybody else's borders more than we defend our own. And no matter how we feel about the Ukraine-Russia conflict morally, the question becomes, can we sensibly, sustainably fight a war with the Russians on that front. And it would seem that we cannot. We've been able to, in terms of the goal, if the goal is to make Russia withdraw, we've been at that for almost 2 years now, and we haven't been successful. So how long does it continue?
If you're in Minnesota, if I was in Minnesota, I would definitely break my no voting rule and go vote just to vote for Royce White, solely for that purpose. He's got an uphill battle out there in Minnesota because they have the incumbent, the Democrat incumbent. So if you're out in Minnesota, get out there, knock on doors, contact Royce White. Let's figure out how we can support him. He said, everyone I know is voting for Royce in Minnesota. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, we got to get behind Royce. Every time I see his content, I'll be retweeting and reposting it, and we'll be sharing it here on the show. Got to get word out. Got to get word out. I want to see a Senate with Royce White in it. I think that's the only way we're going to have any sort of legitimacy in Congress, any sort of human aspect, any sort of honest aspect. You need more people like Royce White. It's just that simple. Sounds wise? Yeah. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's talking about. And, you know, I've been, as you know, I've been studying and reading up on, and he's right. This Britain versus Russia thing has a lot of history behind it. It leads to India. It leads to Japan. It leads to Afghanistan. Like over the hundreds of years, the Ottoman Empire. Over the hundreds of years, you know, I'm talking about like the Ottoman Empire, like basically, you know, reaches its peak somewhere around the 16th, 17th century. I think like maybe 1600 something. And you'll see Britain there in the skirmish. You'll see Russia right there in the skirmish. And there's a lot of history. I said it before. Ukraine was formerly known as Little Russia. You know, I have the same stance I have on Israel, Palestine is the same stance I have on Russia. This is family beef. This is family beef. These people are cousins. The Israelis and the Palestinians, these people are cousins, historically and biblically. Historically and biblically, these people are cousins. Russia and Ukraine, these people are cousins. It's none of our business. We know why it's our business, because there are special interests that have been at this for hundreds of years now. And a lot of this starts with the decisions made out of Britain. Just is what it is. This is what it is. Let's go to the grifter of the day. Time to get to the grifters. We got to start with King Grift. Rudy the Vet. Bring back the Romanovs.
Oh, this is a real Hotep brother.
Damn. I'm still studying Russia. Still diving into some of that stuff. And the more I learn, the more complicated things get. Specifically how the church is involved. The Orthodox Church, and then obviously the crowns, the czars, the Romanov family. It's a lot of moving pieces, to Russian history. But it's funny that as I'm reading some of these books, you got to talk about Russia. You got to talk about that history to really understand how we got to where we are today. Anyway, more on that as I continue reading and studying it. When I find something interesting or I have a thought, I'll bring it to you guys' attention. But right now I'm just in very much a speculative type mode. Anyway, the grift economy, the grift economist, the grift market, DJ T.
This is Sharon from Alabama. And I think her question actually ties into what we were just talking about. How do you do this? And I know that you've said before that you've been sustained by the prayers of lots of Americans. I've seen pictures of people praying over you.
It's incredible, actually.
Her question is, she says, you've been faced with so much adversity and persecution for years. What's your relationship with God like, and how do you pray? That's Sharon from Alabama.
Okay, so I think it's good. I do very well with the evangelicals. I love the evangelicals. And I have more people saying they pray for me. I can't even believe it. And they are so committed, and they're so believing. They say, sir, you're going to be okay. I pray for you every night. I mean, everybody, almost, I can't say everybody, but almost everybody that sees me, they say it. It's such a beautiful thing. You know what's a beautiful thing, too? When you look at all of this bad stuff going on, they have nothing to look up to. They have no God. They have no anything. They kill people. They beat people. They push people into subways. There's just nothing there. Religion is such a great thing. It keeps you, there's something to be good about. You want to be good. It's so important. And I don't know if it's explained right. I don't know if I'm explaining it right now. But when you have something like that, you want to be good. You want to go to heaven, okay? You want to go to heaven. If you don't have heaven, you almost say, what's the reason? Yeah. Why do I have to be good? Let's not be good. What difference does it make, right?
Or they try to create heaven here.
Donald Trump was recently asked about his relationship with God. I'm just going to let this clip speak for itself. Some people are saying that, he's a non-believer, et cetera, et cetera. He definitely dodged the hell out that question. And I think maybe he misunderstood the question, or he probably had his thoughts gathered before she asked the question, because she was talking about his constituents and his followers and his supporters. My relationship with God is very interesting. I pray over my meals. I pray in the shower. And whenever my intuition tells me to, I try to pray. A lot of praying for others, especially people who got jabbed up and dealing with health issues. But I think, like I said before, the ideal nation is a theocratic dictatorship. And if you have a nation who strays too far from their religious institution, you're going to have a lost nation, whatever that religion may be, other than Satanism. I don't know about that. Maybe not Buddhism either. That one's a little weird sometimes. But in fact, speaking of Buddhism and Russia, one of the things I was reading about was how the Orthodox Church in Russia was very much like Buddhism, where they were, is it called altruism? I think it's called altruism, where they just it was very socialist, right? It was very the possession of things is to be unpure. And so that culture that bred socialism in Russia began with the religious fanatics. That culture of, you don't need private property and, all of that stuff, and, shun private property and buying lavish goods and luxury. It's very anti-capitalistic, the Orthodox Church in Russia back in the day. And so it's not far-fetched that a socialist uprising was born out of Russia. But Buddhism operates the same way. And I think there has to be a good balance between altruism and virtue, right? Yeah, it was a decent question. I'm not mad at the line of questioning. Anyway, speaking of grifters, here go one of the biggest grifters on the planet, BlackRock. BlackRock and Citadel Securities plans to start a new national stock exchange in Texas to quote unquote take on the New York Stock Exchange. Carl says, isn't the Bible anti-capitalist? I don't know. I haven't really studied the Bible like that. Jesus said it's impossible for a rich man to enter heaven. Yeah, I think I do remember reading that somewhere. Christianity at its roots is altruistic. Damn. So how do we look at this BlackRock Citadel starting their own stock exchange? Obviously, we got to look at the benefits for ourselves. It's like, okay, here's another place for us to gamble, right? You know, we are degens over here, and, you know, we're gambling on meme coins and crypto and all of that stuff. So in one way, I'm kind of excited. In another way, I'm like, is there something I'm missing? Is there a blind spot? Am I not seeing what I'm supposed to see? Is there a bad to this? Is there a downside to this? Chat, is there a downside to this? Another boomer casino? Yeah. Yeah. It's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, I've seen that one. Yeah, I've seen that quote before. So BlackRock and Citadel Securities, is there a downside to this? How is Wall Street going to react to this? This is interesting. I'm going to have to dig into this a little bit more to find out the implications. But, you know, because of the internet and social media, BlackRock has a bad reputation. So anytime they sneeze, we're right there to judge. You know? Anyway, let's go to the next story. Speaking of Trump and people backing Trump, we got some good news. Depending on who you are, it could be bad news if you're a lefty. Black Panther co-founder endorses Trump.
About Donald Trump in his own words.
My name is David Hilliard, founding member of the Black Panther Party. I knew Trump when Trump was a college student in New York, and he supported the Black Panther Party. That's how I know Trump.
What kind of person do you think Donald Trump is?
Wow. So in college, Trump was throwing bread at the Black Panther Party?
Trump is a person who's a decent man, and he supported the Black Panther Party. That's what I just mentioned to you. He was someone who gave us money, and Trump was a decent guy.
Mm-hmm. Your video, I told you. When you say a decent guy, I told you. Uh-oh.
That's Face the Nation.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah. I was one of two black. Trump?
Yes.
Trump's a friend of African Americans, and I knew Trump from the 1960s in New York, where he comes from, and he's a friend to African Americans.
Oh, and now when you say a friend to African American, what do you mean by friend to
I mean he's not a racist. He's not a racist, fascist white man. He supported black people. Owned every brownstone in a place called Harlem, New York.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, do you remember the time that Trump supported Jesse Jackson?
No, but I remember when he supported the Black Panther Party.
Wow. That's incredible. And how did he support the Black Panther Party?
With his money.
Whoa, for real? My goodness.
He gave us money.
So, in your opinion, Trump has always been, now that he has these 34 counts of being a felon, Trump has always been part of the black community, or familiarized at least with the black community.
That's exactly right. Trump was a friend to people of African American descent, and he owned all of Harlem.
Wow, that's amazing. So in your opinion, sir, your valued opinion, why do you think they put all these charges on Trump, and they're afraid of him to be president?
Because Trump likes Africans in America. He likes black folks. That's one. I think that Trump is qualified in a very decent approach to having somebody representing America. Trump
Yeah,
is a decent man.
I agree with you, and I think Trump would be able to get us off this government thing and get us to making our own money. You know, because he knows how to make money. He knows how to lose money. And so he would be the perfect person to help us get our own again, right?
And Trump's a friend of African Americans. He's always been a friend of black people. That's how I know Trump.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And what is your name, sir?
My name is David Hilliard, founding member of the Black Panther Party.
Oh, my God. Well, that's amazing. You're a well-known figure in the Bay Area. So we thank you for taking a moment out of your valued time to give us an interview for the Random Site. Thank you, sir.
All power to the people.
Okay.
Chat saying it's not true. This old man is senile. Fact check false. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely giving senile vibes. Did Trump buy all of Harlem? Did he buy all of Harlem? Is that true? How many buildings in Harlem does Trump own? Who interviewed him? Who's that lady? Who's the lady that interviewed him? Strong Dad said, nigga, I'm not dumb. There's some grubby money shit. Is it? Is this some grifting? Some good grifting? Anyway, let's go to the next story. Now, me and Uncle Hotep spoke about this the other day, right? Well, not this, but I predicted this, okay? On Monday night Patreon show, link in the description box. He told me that Unc said Zelensky is coming to address Congress. And a light bulb went off in my head immediately. And I'm like, oh, I see what he's trying to do. He got that warrant out for his arrest from the ICC. So, and anybody in the chat that's in the Patreon, do y'all remember me saying this? I was like, so basically he coming to Congress, basically tell him, yo, get these fools under control. That was what I was guessing, right? Anybody in the chat see the Monday night show on Patreon that remembers me saying this? Because I think it was at the Patreon show. So I'm checking the timeline today, and what do I see? U.S. House passes bill to sanction the ICC. They say you better chill out. Zelensky's our guy. He said, U.S. House of Representatives passed on June 4th, yesterday, a Republican-led bill to impose sanctions against the International Criminal Court for its decision to seek arrest warrants for Israeli leaders. So, Republican-led. Republicans said, hold up now. This money going to Ukraine, y'all not finna stop our guy Zelensky. Y'all better cool out. I didn't even know you could, like, how do you, like, when you place sanctions against the International Criminal Court, how does that play out? Like, do they mean Netanyahu? I'm sorry, Netanyahu. I said Zelensky, right? My bad. Netanyahu, my bad. I got that all fucked up. Netanyahu, that's what I meant to say. Netanyahu. I get those two confused for reasons that some of you know. Anyway, what happens when you place sanctions on a like how does that even work? Do they trade with the United States, and is there like aid or something? Like what are you gonna do? Like cut off their bank account? Like what exactly does that mean? The bill passed with 247 to 155 votes. All 205 voting Republicans supported the bill. Wow. Along with 42 lawmakers from the Democratic Party. It calls for extensive economic sanctions and visa restrictions on ICC officials, judges, and their family members. Yo. Oh, shit. I don't know how they're going to apply the economic sanctions, but the visa restrictions is wild. According to the legislative text, the bill will place sanctions on anyone engaged in any effort to investigate, arrest, detain, or prosecute any protected person of the United States and its allies. Wow. Wow. Now, when Unc told me Bibi was coming, I was like, oh, he come to the United States to let him know, yo, get these fools under control. Get the ICC under control. Right? He went to his little brother, United States of America, the little brother. But the little brother been hitting the gym. Okay, he got a mean right hook. And he said, yo, little bro, I need you to handle the ICC for me. The White House issued a statement condemning the bill. Wow. The administration is deeply concerned about the ICC prosecutors' heedless rush to apply for arrests for senior officials. For senior Israeli officials, it said. At the same time, the administration opposes the imposition of sanctions against the ICC, its personnel, its judges, and those who assist its work. There are more effective ways to defend Israel, preserve U.S. positions on the ICC, and promote international justice and accountability, and the administration stands ready to work with Congress on those options. So it's this to me reads like good cop, bad cop. You guys know how that works. The passing bill came the same day as Biden was quoted as saying in an interview with Time magazine that Washington does not recognize the ICC. He came after Bibi. You an enemy. How dare you? How dare you come for our religious center? Last month, the ICC announced a decision to seek arrest warrants against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his defense minister Yoav Gallant, as well as Hamas leaders Mohammed Diaf Yahya Sinwar, Ishmael Haniyeh for war crimes. So the ICC, like, they want to lock both of their asses up. They want to lock up Israel and Hamas. Netanyahu referred to the decisions as absurd and as a hit job against Israel. U.S. lawmakers were already preparing a sanctions bill prior to the ICC announcement. Wow. On May 23rd, while announcing Netanyahu's upcoming address to the U.S. Congress, Republican Speaker of the House Representative Mike Johnson said, let's see what Mike Johnson says here. This is interesting. The U.S. should punish the ICC and put Kareem Khan back in his place. If the ICC is allowed to threaten Israel's leaders, we know that the U.S. will be next. There is a reason we never endorsed the ICC because it's... All right, I have a bit of a curious bug here. Oh, wow. Y'all see that? Y'all see the interference they just threw? Did y'all see the interference? They just threw some interference. Okay, so this place. Wow. Okay, so it did it again. All right, let's see what this place is. The International Criminal Court. Are we there? Are we live? Are we good? Based out of the Netherlands. So it's part of the United Nations. (1919), established in 1998. So it's fairly new. Yeah, they're not going to have much pull. Who are the people behind it? That's what I really want to know. Like, who is like the driving... Benjamin B. Ferencz, an investigator of Nazi war crimes after World War II and a chief prosecutor for the United States Army, became a vocal advocate of the establishment of international rule of law in an international criminal court. Okay. Another one was Robert Kurt Wurzel. Why do I recognize that name? Why do I recognize this guy? Interesting. I feel like there's a huge rabbit hole here, and we're going to find something like crazy. I'm not going to do it now. I just want to take a look at, a general idea of what's happening here in the ICC. Presidency, okay? The presidency is responsible for the proper administration, Wait a second. This the dude? So this is the dude that's the president. Song Sang Hyun. Song Sang Hyun. I wonder if he could sing. Nominated by South Korea. So the president is out of South Korea. I feel like this thing is a bit of a loose cannon. It probably had some international cabal ties, and then, probably got out of hand, or the wrong people got elected. I don't know. I'm going to have to do a deep dive on the ICC one day. Maybe I'll talk to Dyer. Dyer probably knows. Jay Dyer probably knows what's going on with the ICC. Anyway, somebody else is ready to grift off of the United States government, and that's none other than Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Here he is with Anna Paulina. Okay. And then here he is with my boo Bobert. Here he is with Bobert. She looking happy. I guarantee you he smashed.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I guarantee you he smashes. I guarantee you. He gonna lay that out tonight. They exchange phone numbers. He gonna lay that out tonight. I promise you. Don't ask me how I know. I just know. Now, why is he there? Well, Curtis Schoon gives his feedback. Curtis Schoon says, when have minorities played any role in the production of luxury liquors other than consuming it? Have you seen the quote-unquote bottle wars, where they pour out overpriced liquor in their club section, quote-unquote, to prove how rich they are? Get this nonsense out of here, please. So, according to Ben Crump Law on Twitter, it says media alert. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. When did he put this out? Okay, so he issued this yesterday. So 10 a.m., Attorney Crump will join a legal team of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson on Capitol Hill to discuss increasing minority representation in the multi-billion-dollar luxury spirits industry. Okay, let's take a look here. It says nationally renowned civil rights and personal attorney Ben Crump is joining a legal team of Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, who is trying to increase minority representation in the multi-billion-dollar luxury spirits industry. Black representation is very limited in the spirits industry. Now, I got to tell you this. If 50 got Ben Crump involved, it's probably going to be a win. Ben Crump is undefeated, okay? Now, I'm not going based upon, what his record is. I don't know what his record is. He's probably been defeated. But I'm just saying, the man's notorious for coming away with a big check. We all saw that during the Black Lives Matter empire reign. Continues, it says, I am pleased to join the legal team representing Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, as he is one of the most successful black entrepreneurs in America, and even he is not immune to the biased treatment that faces minority business owners every day. Crump said he has been relentless in his fight to seek fairness and justice over the way he was treated by a corporate giant in the luxury spirits industry. Mr. Jackson's journey has been a testament to how a determined individual can succeed through hard work and vision, and yet he still must contend with the oppression that comes from being a minority business owner. We are committed to helping Mr. Jackson demonstrate the true power of not just his television acumen, but also the power of consumers to make corporate America allow a seat at the table for hardworking Black entrepreneurs. Now, I know 50 has a lawsuit for the liquor. Let's see here.
50 Cent's liquor company at the center of a legal battle.
That's right. They filed a lawsuit against the company who supplies their alcohol, accusing them of jacking up prices, costing them millions.
Fox Eye's Lisa Evers joins us now with the details. Lisa?
Well, Natasha and Steve, as you know, 50 Cent is one of the most famous celebrities in the world. But fame does not insulate you against fraud. Now, a Fox 5 investigation reveals a shocking multi-million-dollar embezzlement scheme that nearly shut down 50 Cent's Sire Spirits brand. He never gave up and is fighting back.
Yeah, you ready? Drop that.
50 Cent's Branson Cognac and Chemin du Roi Champagne are so popular, crowds line up hours in advance to buy bottles at signing events. 50 Cent personally takes pictures with his fans. The author of the book For the Culture, marketing professor Dr. Marcus Collins, says it's a secret of his unprecedented success.
It's almost his ability to ascend the social ladder, social mobility, but still stay connected, that people still have so much love for 50.
There was no love for 50 from those accused in a 70-page state Supreme Court complaint. It alleges the defendants embezzled millions of dollars from Sire Spirits by overcharging for the liquid sold by Beam Suntory, then splitting the difference, estimated to be more than $6 million. I spoke exclusively with Sire Spirits attorney Craig Weiner.
Because these illicit commissions were baked into the price of the product, Sire Spirits overpaid on taxes, overpaid on customs and duties, overpaid on insurance.
The lawsuit accuses international multi-billion-dollar spirits company Beam Suntory with being complicit in the kickback scheme.
Beam Suntory's role here is extraordinarily troubling. Beam Suntory's chief commercial officer, a gentleman by the name of Julius Grant, facilitated this entire fraud as we plead in our complaint.
We asked for an interview with Beam Suntory, but instead received this statement in response. Beam Suntory vehemently denies all allegations of wrongdoing. It had no involvement in or knowledge of the fraudulent activity alleged in the complaint, and any allegation to the contrary has no basis in fact. It is undisputed that we honored all prior obligations to Mr. Jackson and Sire Spirits.
I question, where was your compliance program? How did they get away with Mr. Grant receiving payments under the scheme for years and years?
In a related case, one of the alleged co-conspirators, Mitchell Green, has already pleaded guilty to a federal charge of wire fraud.
It's only through the hard work of Mr. Jackson that the company was able to survive and now is starting to flourish.
Now, sources say Mitchell Green is cooperating with federal authorities. He's scheduled to be sentenced this spring. The current case is expected to go before a Manhattan jury early next year. Steve and Natasha?
Pretty wild. All right. Thanks, Lise.
Wow. Oh, my. Okay, so that refreshed my memory. Because I saw embezzlement, but I didn't know how the embezzlement went down. So basically they were raising the price on COGS and splitting the difference. Damn, shiesty. And see, the thing is with a lot of these multi-billion-dollar corporations is they see somebody who's a rapper, right? And they go, oh, he don't know shit. We don't have to worry about this. Let's overcharge for the COGS and, you know, we can split the difference. And they'll be in cahoots with the, you know, the supplier of the COGS and et cetera, because, you know, 50 doesn't manufacture the liquor himself, right? It's outsourced or in partnership with other companies. And, yeah, I mean, they just think, you know, you're a rapper, they can take advantage of you. Also, they probably don't want to see somebody, they don't want direct competition. A lot of these European companies don't want competition. I mean, we know that with many of the capitalists throughout the years, throughout the past, 200-300 years, did a lot of nefarious things to, thwart competition. And even their own business partners, they don't want getting too big because they become too savvy. And when they become too savvy, so really what it is how do I say this? Usually rappers get a small percentage of a liquor company. Okay. And then the industry as a whole benefits. So you're always the middleman, right? You're always the guy that the rappers have to go to. But there could come a point where the rappers, start working with each other. So 50 Cent breaks in and now he's doing manufacturing, distribution, and he's, the top dog, right? Sourcing, the materials, the cogs and everything for the liquor. And I think that's what they don't want. They don't want competition at the highest level, manufacturing and distribution. That's really where they don't want the competition. And I think that if they allow a different demographic of people to gain that type of power, they'll never come back to the European companies and they'll become direct competitors. So they want to basically keep them on the teat of the European liquor cash cow. Because if the rappers start working with each other, then you don't need Europe no more. You cut out the middleman. And this is the nature. And the thing is, like, especially when you're dealing with people who understand the streets, we all seen the movie Blow. What happened when he introduced him to Derek For Real? He introduced his partner to Derek For Real, and they cut Boston George out of the deal, right? So we know how important it is to have the connect, secure the connect, keep the connect a secret, so you can always be middleman. And people from the streets understand dealing with the plug and becoming the plug. Like, that's the ultimate goal, is to become the plug. And 50 Cent, who's very familiar with the streets, is able to translate a lot of this stuff over into the professional world. And I think it's been illustrated from him building his own Universal Studios, his own Hollywood, his own, production studios, which shows like he's taking this shit to the next level. And if more artists started to think like him, a lot of industries could begin to crumble, because it is the rappers that are driving. The rappers are driving LVMH, right? The European company LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Moet, Hennessy. The rappers are driving that, right? So imagine if people stop drinking Moet and Hennessy and start drinking, their own manufactured liquors and spirits, manufacturing their own clothes and stop wearing Louis Vuitton, right? So because rappers are such a big gain in capital for these companies, they want to hold on to that. Ask Bill Cosby, yeah. So this is big business. This is big news. I don't know if people know. This is big news, especially in the rapper community. But anyway, let's go to the Super Dap of the day. Super Dap of the day brought to you by Super Dap. Follow him on Twitter at Super Dap with 2 P's. Leader in social fi. Can't wait for the official launch. And then we'll be staking Sis and Super. That's going to be the token over there. And, have our... I want to start changing my jargon because I don't like using the term coin in regard to crypto. But have your crypto make more crypto. There you go. Having your crypto make more crypto. All right. Anyway, Super Dap of the day. Let's take a trip down memory lane. It's going to get controversial in a second here. Hold on to your boots. Hold on to your boots. It's going to get a bit controversial. Some of y'all going to shake in your boots. Some of y'all going to leave. But let's take a look.
Did you know that in the 1960s, the FBI declared war on black bookstores? Black people, mainly activists, began opening more and more black bookstores during the Black Power and Civil Rights movements to get more black books to black communities. Then, in 1968, FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover sent out this memo ordering FBI agents to spy on and surveil black-owned bookstores like Drum & Spear in D.C., Vaughn's Bookstore in Detroit, and Hakeem's Books in Philly. But authorities were already targeting black bookstores. During the uprisings in 1967, authorities allegedly flooded Martin Sostry's Afro-Asian bookshop in Buffalo and arrested him for allegedly inciting riots. That same year, Ed Vaughn said Detroit police ransacked his bookstore. And how did he know that police did it? Well, he called them, and a sergeant said,
"Sure, we did it, and we'll do it again." And he wasn't lying, because the next night they came back, they broke in again, knocked all of the boards off, and plugged up the sink, turned on the water, and knocked all the books off the wall and waterlogged all of my books in about 8 inches of water.
Damn. We don't want these niggas reading. We don't want these niggas reading. FBI was stopping. Yo, I remember growing up in the 80s, man, the black bookstore was a wild place. You could get some really, let's say, informative literature, okay, that told a lot of truths that many people did not want to get out, still don't want to get out, about various topics, including the medical industry and so on and so forth. But that was sort of the beginnings of like that black consciousness. The black bookstore was where you had your black lecturers would come and people would congregate and meet and plan and strategize. And we already saw, you know, with the CIA papers and how they felt about Pan-African movements and black movements. And we got to stop, you know, any sort of black renaissance from emerging, et cetera, et cetera. But the bookstore was like the mecca for that. The bookstores, y'all, the black bookstores, man, those my dad took me down to one in Newark. It was very special experience, very, very special experience, and very interesting titles. And they went in and destroyed that man's books. That's crazy. That's some old 1984 shit. Anyway, it's time to get controversial. Wait, what happened? Jabari said it's not that simple. Since they own all the distribution systems in the world, they can charge you any price they want for transport and costs and raise the minimum number of cases at whim. Yeah, you call the shots when you're the guy. Nerd said you can get a good book, good game, and maybe even a dime of some fire. Good old days.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Those are the good old days, man. It was the black bookstore was like, what was that to the community? It was a big deal. It was a big deal. That's one thing I commend Mark Lamont Hill for, is having a black-owned bookstore in Philadelphia. That's one thing I always did admire about Mark Lamont Hill. And one of my dreams was to own a bookstore. Probably not going to be lucrative, but just to have this space and have the storage of the knowledge and a congregating space to where you can, you know, throw events, et cetera, et cetera. Know that sales was like the HQ. Yeah, it was like the headquarters. Alexandria. Yeah. It was like our own library. Africa Bombada had a great shop. Oh, wow. Very conscious reading. Yeah. All right. Time to get controversial here. I don't even know if I'm supposed to show this. They're probably going to write another article about me. But Stu Peters shared this. And here's the funny thing about Elon's algorithm. I clicked on some America First posts, right? Some Nick Fuentes type stuff, some Jake Shields. And now I get all the anti-Semite content flooding my timeline. It's either like iPhone wallpapers or Holocaust denial. Anyway, allegedly on this show, this is Anne Frank's stepsister. Let's just play the tape.
Not only Auschwitz, they liberated all the camps in Poland. And that is really not known. And something I wanted to point out to you, you know, there are many pictures about the Russian liberating Auschwitz, and there's never any snow. And the snow was honestly that high. And so I have some connection with the Russian embassy, and I was there once, and I said, something puzzles me. Those photos are fakes because there's no snow. And they said, well, yes, they are not fakes, but when the army came, they didn't have cameras, they didn't photograph. So only much later, when they realized we should have pictures of it, they took pictures like you see now. But this is definitely not in Auschwitz and not the liberation of Auschwitz. There were not that many people with clothes and children and no snow.
Right, fascinating.
So I think it wasn't only Auschwitz.
I might have to do some side quests for playing that video. Might have to do some side quests after that one. I'm gonna just go ahead and say, you know, she's senile. She'll know what she talk about. Disavow. She got to do some side quests for that. She got to do the side quests. How dare she say the pictures from Auschwitz are not real? Maybe it was the summertime, and that's why there's no snow on the ground. It was summertime, you old hag. You better get it right. Anyway, it's time to head to the phone lines. Text Hotep your name to 202-596-5631. And I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Welcome to the 4th annual Grifties and the first ever live Grifty Awards. And now for your hosts, Uncle Hotep and Hotep Jesus.
Yo, no George, but I can't even breathe in this joint.
That's fucked up. He working on that Coon of the Year award.
Black people, am I right? We've got some great categories tonight, including athletes.
We'll say what's up to your dad.
Seasons COVID-19. Who did you want? Hamlin? Hamlin's a sleeper. Hamlin's a sleeper.
Female, musical, celebrity, people's political grifty, the Hall of Fame, and a surprise category.
Y'all see we professional. We got the teleprompter and shit. And of course, the one everyone is waiting for, Grifter of the Year Award.
From podcasts to movies.
DJ Protocol.
Yeah, DJ, that's the time to do it.
This is not a grift. I really think Lil Nas X is a gay demon.
How dare you?
Unlike most modern award shows, none of these women have penises.
Women shouldn't speak anyways.
Y'all picked the blackest room for a black. Paint the walls white so I can see y'all next time.
All coons look alike to me. Some of you white people too. Some of y'all look like you came from 8 Mile.
We're halfway through. No one's been shot yet.
But I'm going to say at the Grifty Awards, there's only one person more arrogant, more self-assured than me, and that's Hotep Jesus.
Grifter of the Year. Clap it up for old Uncle Hotep.
Hopefully my kids will watch this and be inspired and stuff like that.
Fuck them kids.
I'm looking for my wallet. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't take it. Thank God.
I feel like Elon's trying to radicalize me.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, what up, bro?
What's happening?
Goldstein on the check-in. What's up, man?
You know, same old. How's about that Anne Frank, huh?
Man.
Oh, damn. Wait till they start investigating the ink that the fucking diary was written in. Oh, man.
Here we go. And got this nigga started.
I'm going to leave that alone. I do have a question for you, though.
Okay.
Did you happen to hear anything about yesterday how those AIs all shut down at the same time? Yeah, it was ChatGPT and two other ones. They shut down at the same time, and people were like, "What the fuck is this?" And then as soon as they come back online, AT&T start having shortages and shit.
Word.
Yeah. Correlation does not equal causation.
I'm looking for it now. Where'd you see that at?
Ah, shit. I saw it because Chad retweeted the shit. It was a story Chad retweeted. He said that they were having a meeting.
Let me see here.
It was weird.
Let me see here.
Does anybody even still use ChatGPT?
I do. What the hell is Chad's? Why Chad thing won't pop up? Did he cancel his?
Got Chad out of here. Damn.
Hold on. All right, let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so it's not a media. Okay, I see it here. ChatGPT, Claude, and Perplexity. 3 totally different AI services all down right now. What the F is going on? It says here, Perplexity utilizes GPT, which explains why they are down. But Claude and GPT and an earlier Gemini outage, all happening at the same time, is definitely weird. Chad said the demons are having a meeting.
That's what I saw. Shit is weird, bro. Shit is weird.
So he says this guy Michael or I don't know his name. Can we acknowledge that most services are just open AI wrappers? And he said, sure, but Claude isn't. And Eddie Lemon says what I was thinking. I'm like, are you sure? Right? Because if your AI go down at the same time as ChatGPT, maybe elements, maybe not the whole thing, but elements of ChatGPT are in your code.
Interesting.
Which would be really fucked up and kind of exposes these groups.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if
I just wanted to run that by you and see what the fuck you thought about it.
it's kind of spooky though. It is. I can see how it's spooky. You know, but I've been involved in AI since 2020, maybe 2021. What year is it? It's 2024. Maybe 2020. I got involved with Wazo AI. We're doing camera vision analytics. That's what we were doing, or still doing camera vision analytics. And you know, Rudy might like it too, because Jazzy uses it. He uses it at his crib, and he uses it mostly to like, because it's like farming area, so he uses it to track, you know, predators, et cetera, in the area. But it builds heat maps, and you know, so I'm definitely in that guilty bucket. Is my point.
Well, you know, listen, when they come for you, bro, you'll have a lot of fucking goodwill built up with the faith. So when the demons do show up for you, I think you'll be all right.
I mean, I'm
balance out your shit.
I'm just looking at it like, you know, it's counterintelligence.
Yeah, that's what we need. We need a fucking benevolent AI for the evil one that's about to show up.
Yeah.
Nah, but hey, look, what's up with the drunk Black Panther, bro? Donald Trump loved the Africa Americas. The Africa Americas, he loved them. Why? Because he owned Harlem, nigga? That's weird. I ain't fucking with it.
Come on, man. He said Trump was giving niggas money.
Yeah, that's why they love him now. He gave them $1,200 and all their motherfucking ills were solved until they weren't. Everybody's still talking about, oh, we gonna get money fucking with Trump. Yeah, the slaves ate too, nigga. Shut up. God damn. It's not always about what they can give you. It's about what the fuck they can do for all people for an extended period of time, like generationally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is he gonna do along them lines? That's what I want to know. Just because I can open up a liquor store under Trump doesn't mean that's necessarily a good thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's definitely not a good thing. We got Trump's properties here. So he's got Trump International. That's on 1 Central Park West. Damn, isn't that Harlem? I think that.
I'll give it to him. He was a hell of a businessman. You can't take that away from him. I just think people are putting far too much faith in him to fucking turn things around in what could potentially be just a 4-year term with probably more resistance than you'll ever want to fucking see in an administration, seeing as they're trying to fucking throw this nigga in Rikers right now.
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Quit this. Because this is starting to look spooky. This is starting to look like a spell. All right? This is starting to look like a strong delusion. And that's not good. That's not good at all, man.
Well, everybody's pretty much delusional. They just, it just depends on what they believe in.
True.
Everybody's under a fucking delusion.
Yeah. Case in point, the WNBA.
Yo, he wrote a letter to the commissioner? Like, yo, what are you going to do about these little black girls?
Nigga, you knew it was coming. Anybody paying any attention to that shit knew it was coming. I said that shit yesterday in the space. Here comes the fucking pressure. Can you clean this up, please? Can you clean this up? I don't think it's necessarily for her though.
If you didn't tune into our spaces yesterday, go listen back. Goldstein called it. Who's the pressure for?
The pressure is for them tea people, man. They trying to pave the way for them tea people.
Yeah.
Look, a man is going to be on another man's head, pause. So that's expected. Like if a man knock another man out, whether that man is dressed as a woman or done chopped off his nuts, it's still a man knocking a man out. Right. The vitriol and the level of violence there is going to be significant, but it's only going to be just a man fighting another man. However, a butch fighting the motherfucking tea person, that's a whole nother level of violence. They're going to try and kill that nigga because they're butch, mainly because they hate men. And now you got a motherfucking man here trying to be a woman. So they're going to have two different offenses that they're taking to this shit. And here you come taking all the wind out of their sails and everything that they did by just showing up in the league. Right?
Yeah.
No. And we know that dyke culture in the WNBA is significant. It's significant enough for a motherfucking straight woman to kind of raise a ruckus about it. So how much more of a ruckus will you have when you got some dykes looking at a T motherfucker? They gotta change the rules now. They gotta smooth all that shit out now because that nigga is on the way. I wouldn't be surprised if it's not in the next 5 years.
Yo, who said you better hope Caitlin Clark don't get injured? Was that Nerd or Unk? Who said that? Man, listen. If they injure Caitlin Clark, yo, you gonna really see the rise of the woke right.
Yeah. Keep this. If they injure Caitlin Clark, right? and then the next season, they say, okay, we're putting this T motherfucker on the fucking team with her to help enforce, to protect this bitch. Oh, nigga, the whole motherfucking woke right next motherfucking Pride Month will be rainbowed the fuck out. They will be all the way on board with that shit.
You're saying in the future, the woke right will be walking around with a rainbow.
That's right.
Oh, this a real Hotep. This a real Hotep brother.
Bruh, I had one of these motherfuckers because Lady MAGA was talking crazy to some motherfucking lesbians in a post. And so I put the Spider-Man meme that said pro-Palestinian, lesbian, and conservative tranny, right? I put that because that's the same fucking thing. Because the pro-Palestinian lesbian doesn't understand or quite understand the fact that if given a chance, those Muslims are going to stone you to death.
Yeah.
Conversely, Lady MAGA doesn't quite understand that given the chance, those conservatives are going to stone you to death. So in that, they are the same fucking thing. But here we got a whole shitload of conservatives talking about, oh yeah, Lady MAGA's based. And it's like, that's because you're not a conservative. You're a fucking woke idiot. So when I put the meme up, some idiot jumps in the motherfucking comment talking about, I'll fuck with him because he agrees with me 90% of the time. It's just he's got a weird personality trait the other 10% of the time. And I'm like, yo, when the fuck does sucking dick qualify as just a weird personality trait for a man? That's a little bit more than that. So clearly the bar has moved. Clearly the bar has moved with these motherfuckers.
He didn't say that.
He did say that.
He didn't say that. There's
It's
no
right
reason.
there for public consumption.
He said, I agree 90% of the time. That little 10%, well, that little 10%, that ain't much. Nigga, that's like 90% for me.
Man.
That little personality trait is like, it's going to be a no, bro. It's going to be a no. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, when you clean up your act, you know.
They don't listen to themselves when they say shit, bro, because that same shit could be said about Diddy right now.
Yes. Yes.
That same shit could be said about a fucking pedo right now.
Yeah.
Look at all this stuff he's done for the community and all this other shit that it's just this other 10% of the time. It's a weird personality trait. What? So that's the woke right.
There's only one cure for the woke right and the woke left. It's only one cure. You know what it is? Tucker was just talking about it.
What is it?
Alien invasion, bro.
Man.
Alien invasion. That's the only thing that's gonna make motherfuckers stop putting on a dress. They'll be like, oh shit got real. Yeah, take the fucking dress off, nigga. Grab this motherfucking shotgun right here. Walk with me, motherfucker. Wake the fuck up. That's the only thing that's gonna fix these motherfuckers.
True. That would do it. That is for sure. I don't think we necessarily have to go that far, or at least in the event of maybe hoping for this to happen. That's kind of like praying to God for some shit. You could always take it in your own hands, so that way, you can get shit done in your lifetime. So that means that we now circle back to Anne Frank.
Oh boy, here we go. Back to the aliens.
Right. We could always go back to the Anne Frank era on both of these woke ass groups, right? Could always do that. That would solve it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just make them hide in the attic at the very least. So just hide your asses in the attic for the next 20 years. We don't want to even hear from you. I'm pretty sure everything will just work itself out after that. You can come out after 20 years.
You ain't shit.
Look, the fear is a great deterrent. If you can at least scare these motherfuckers into believing something's going to happen to them, that's usually enough to fucking straighten that right the fuck out.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what reminds me as well. I want to add one thing to Strong Dad's list that every man should know, be highly skilled in. Manipulation.
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to be familiar with it. You will get played.
Yeah, you got to be familiar with it. You got to be able to do it. Manipulation is just, it carries a negative connotation because that's the way society has geared your mind to do it. But when you tell your kid, hey, if you get straight A's this year, Disneyland's in your future, that's manipulation, but for a positive thing.
Right. Sales, marketing, yeah, absolutely. Propaganda. Yeah, there's definitely, I love that. That's a great skill to add. Hell yeah. I appreciate you, bro. Hotep and Bill. Yeah. Yeah. I think, you know, I was thinking the other day, right? I was like, what's some really good bad advice to give a dad, right? Like, what's some really good bad advice? And I would say, make a negotiation with the local gang and say, look, I want you to take my son. I want you to jump him in and make him sell packs. I want you to put him on a sales team. Just for like 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Just some really good bad advice, right? It's an extreme of like, you know, another example, send your kid to a military boot camp for 6 months, 90 days, right? 120 days. I remember there's two instances where you'll see this in history, okay? The ancient world where young boys were trained to, like in Rome, in Greece, they were trained to fight at a young age, young boys. You know, you talk 14 years old, they had a sword in their hand and a shield, you know what I mean? Or they just had the sword, all right? And they was getting it in. Wrestling, tussling, fighting. You got to get yourself war ready. So I think, you know, that's the one thing for kids. I think you got to get them war ready, you know, just in case it things get physical. What's another instance? So the culture of, what are these Russians called? It's certain type of Muslim, them Russian Muslim, Islam, Makachev. Let's see. What's the name of that gang affiliation? All right, here's Islam Makachev. All right, let's see. Chat, y'all know? Dagestani, thank you. Dagestani. He Dagestani. All right? And the Goji, facts. I thought it was called the Gogi, or is it both? Dagestani, right. He's Dagestani. Is that on here? Let me see. Here we go. Republic of Dagestan in Russia. Now, I don't know if y'all ever looked at these people, but we're going to look at them right now. All right? Like they grandma fuck you up. Dagestan wrestling. Here we go. Yo, they start from a young age. And they be out in the, see, they showing them now. Nah, I want the videos in the forest. They be wrestling bears and shit. Come on, man. Here we go. Here we go. So this is Khabib. This is Khabib right here. All right. Allegedly. At least I thought it was. That's what the title says. It says Young Khabib. Nigga, you ain't fighting me. You fighting the bear. You ain't fighting me, you fighting the bear, bro. Huh? You feel me? Like, I said my son, like, yo, you gotta go hang with the Dagestanis, man. All summer. All summer, get you right. This is Khabib. It's like when you born, you get a cub as a pet and you grow up with the bear. That's what it seems like. Huh? This is real life. Look, this is real life. You know, you got your little punk ass son. He don't do shit but play Xbox or PlayStation, swiping on TikTok. The Russians kids is fighting bears, B. Y'all better get the fuck together, man.
Hotep, you're a genius.
Y'all better get it the fuck together, man. Huh? They kids is fighting bears, B. Huh? This is what they do. This is what they do. Y'all over here talking about you're in the forest with a bear. Y'all making Americans make scenarios where they scared of the bear. Dagestanis is one with the bear.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Shout out to my Islamis.
Alhamdulillah.
He said Dagestani's got the right to bear arms. Huh? You better get right. You better get right. Huh? Did y'all see the Islam fight? He said, save the bear. Y'all got scenarios on your social media where they say your wife is in the woods with a bear. And the Russians is kicking it with the bears. Where are we at right now? These the people we at war with? No, we need to be fucking taking lessons. We need to be fucking taking notes. You got Drag Queen Story Hour. They got Fight the Bear. You got Drag Queen Story Hour. They got Fight the Bear. You think them kids got depression? You can't have depression when you fighting bears. There's no time for it. There's no time for it. You are hardened steel. You are a man. And you know your role. You know your place. There's a culture. Where's the culture of men? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Like, what are we doing right now? You got the kids at the pride parades. They in the woods hunting. They fighting. You got to worry about OnlyFans and pornography on the device. They adhering to their religion.
Alhamdulillah.
Adhering to standing on business. Standing on business. And y'all want to send money to the place that they said had Nazis a few years prior. Y'all want to drop off mad weapons and give them to the Nazis? Oh, I read this script before.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
I read this script before. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Western Civ. It's just, and they mad at the Russians, and then that's why I love Royce White, because he's like, what? Why am I mad at the Russians? HJ fighting a sea lion. I'm fighting a real lion. Hey yo, you can fight a sea lion. That's gonna be tough business, man. In the water. Better not drown, nigga. Better hope you in some shallow waters. That sea lion might wash your ass. Shout out to the Rumbles. Dizzler over there, I think. I think that's Dizzler. Chip, what up, man? Yeah, we talked about it yesterday. Not too many black people try out for the wrestling team. Yeah. Yo, my uncle was a wrestler, and he used to fuck with me, and I almost got suspended from school because I almost broke this little nigga in half. Did I ever tell you about that? I think I told you about that. I was just chilling outside of school, waiting to go in. Little kid just fucking throwing rocks at me. I'm like, yo, chill out, yo. Throwing rocks. I'm like, chill out, yo.
Call from.
Right? He throwing rocks. Now he throwing sticks. I was like, yo, you throw another thing over here, it's gonna be some problems. Boom, smack me right in the head with a rock. Man, now they calling my parents, talking about a student almost died today. He was blue inside the principal's office. Told that nigga not to fuck with me. Yeah, you got to be lethal, man. You got to be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Bowser said some of the greatest wrestlers in the world are black. That's true. There's a lot of great black wrestlers. Strong Dad, what up, bro?
What up? Happy Strong Dad Doom. Shout out Booker T, black wrestler, one of my favorites. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was a G.
Mm-hmm.
So the self-defense thing, when you added that to the list, I think we should put a star next to that, and it should be enroll in self-defense with your child, like the both of you together. I think that goes a long, long way when it comes to teaching martial arts, teaching self-defense. When you see your parent do it with you, my father, he wasn't like that, but my mother, we did judo together. We went all the way to 9th Dan together in judo. So that's something that you don't forget. And then those skills, you when you watch your parent break the concrete and break the boards and all of that, it kind of propels you forward and keeps you kind of on that same path. It's one of the reasons I still do it today.
I'm not opposed to it. I will, because of my situation, sometimes boys need to be on their own. You know what I mean? You need to drop them off and just, you know what I mean? And not be involved sometimes, let them do them. Sometimes they want that freedom of expression,
I think, and also to add to enroll them in a gang or jump them in, I think just, get that little nigga jump, a couple times, get a bully to whoop his ass maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
Have to defend himself in the sandbox. When I was living back home, I remember I was 9 years old and I beat up this nigga's little brother in the neighborhood. And this nigga and his homies brought me to the sandbox to fight his little brother. And every time I beat his little brother, he would step in and just punch me in the face. Boom! Just knock me down cold. And then his little brother would get the upper hand. Man, I was in that sandbox for like 3 hours. That's what it felt like, at least.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah. Just get my ass whooped. And I remember I stole this girl's Gigapet when I was in middle school. I stole her Gigapet. And she was at the bus stop. And when I got off the bus, her and like 10 little niggas, and then 5 niggas on the bus all got off the bus and chased me home. And when I got to the door, I thought my dad was going to open up the door. But my dad kept the door closed and said, handle it. And I got my ass whooped by a chick and all of her homies. Yo, man, that changed my whole perspective on life after that. I tell you what, but that's shit like that is character building. So, you know, maybe get the bully to beat your son up, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know what I'm saying? Put him in a situation, make him run home from football practice, you know what I'm saying, next to the car or some shit like that.
Right.
So, but that's all I got, you know what I'm saying? This was a good show. I just finished up. Brody said, what's up? He out here gardening, getting his garden on. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, Hotep and Bill, yo.
All right, yo, Hotep and Bill. Him and Brody out there working, getting it in. Yeah, I know. Shout out, Brody. Yo, the Dagestanis is where it's at. Ronnie, what did you say? Yeah, it makes you tough. Somebody said the Bears make you strong. Yeah, you need that. You need that. Bro raising a shooter. Yeah. Yeah, your son got to be dangerous, son. He got to be dangerous. I'm just looking at all these videos of the Dagestanis with the... Is Norway chess on? Norway chess ain't on today? They got a break today? They must have a break today. I thought Norway chess was on. I was about to bring that up on the screen. What time is it? 3:45? I got a coach today. Let me check on the what's the name. Let me check on the trending topic, see if there's anything here. Scott Melker's live. Let's see what Scott's talking about.
That line right there. And then if you want to look at
it's printing green again. So
it's printing green, right? And you guys know from the show that whenever you get a green dot printing off of a track line, if that closes there, that's actually an actionable setup too. That's a very good setup. We had that right here, green dot printing right on the track line after it lost green dots. Boom, right off the track line, and that led a lot higher. This happens a lot of the time. So yeah, it looks good for now, guys. But as I said, this would be my invalidation point, and I don't see this to be the end of the Pepe move. I think that if Bitcoin flows higher, you're going to see that same dynamic. You know, liquidity flows into Bitcoin, then into mid caps, and then into small caps, and we see the cycle just happen all over again. Okay, so yeah, I don't think it's done.
Yeah, everything looks good. It's hard to find. I mean, there's things that don't look like you'd want to buy them right now, but even the more bottom things looks like they're getting ready to reverse. I mean,
right. And you know how easy when everything stays green, right? And we're above a green track line with green trending dots, green macro trending bars. You know, it's a clear indication, right? You don't really need me, but if you want me to point this out, right, you can draw your levels and simply just, you know, when things start to turn red, it's obviously your time to get out here. So let's move over to Render. So Render, obviously another one.
So they looking at Pepe. They looking at Pepe. That was I don't know, 3-month chart. I think that was a 3-month chart. Maybe close to 6. It might be a 6-month chart, actually. I think that was a 6-month chart. And I don't know, it's looking like, you know, according to that chart, it's looking like a long hold, maybe. Jim Crow. Why is Jim Crow trending? Breaking. Republican Congressman Byron Donalds explodes in anger, says Joe Biden's a liar. Wait, what?
Mr. Speaker, it has come to my attention that a so-called leader has made the factually inaccurate statement that black folks were better off during Jim Crow. That's an outlandish...
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
That a so-called leader has made the factually inaccurate statement that black folks were better off during Jim Crow. That's an outlandish, outrageous, and out-of-pocket observation. We were not better off when a young boy named Emmett Till could be brutally murdered without consequence because of Jim Crow. We were not better off when black women could be sexually assaulted without consequence because of Jim Crow. We were not better off when people could be systematically lynched without consequence because of Jim Crow. We were not better off when children could be denied a high-quality education without consequence because of Jim Crow. We were not better off when people could be denied the right to vote without consequence because of Jim Crow. How dare you make such an ignorant observation? You better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Observation. You better check yourself before you wreck yourself. I yield back.
That's why you can't let niggas in Congress, man. What the fuck was that, yo? What the fuck was that? You said Byron gonna beat Hakeem Jeffries? If my memory serves me correctly, what do we know about Emmett Till? What do we know about Emmett Till? The story of Emmett Till. What do we know about that? I feel like there's something. We just covered this. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Damn, that was 1913 too. Oh, no, this was a separate case. All right, this was a separate case. I'm sorry. This was a separate case. I just had to refresh my memory really fast. All right. I could insert this, but it's not necessary. Retro Neon, that light-skinned fool ain't Ice Cube. Get the F out of here. He said that it was fake. Was it? This is an interesting topic. This is a very interesting topic. Were we better under Jim Crow? I don't think the argument is, were we better under Jim Crow? I think that you have to look at it two ways, right? Let's say we don't go the NAACP route. Let's say we go the indie route. We're not going to sign the 360 deal.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Because integration was a 360 deal. This is called what it is. This is called a spade a spade. It was raping you records. Okay? So NAACP was basically an agent that got assigned to a 360 deal. Okay? Now, if we'd have went the indie route, we could argue that we'd be better off now than if we would have signed the 360 deal. That's the argument. Okay? Famo said we were better in 1499. 1499. Wow. Ban all black media from using slang, please. He said, can't even kiss your wife in public or show affection in Dagestan. Y'all are not going to adapt to that. See, I love these rules. That's a wonderful rule. It's a wonderful rule. Yeah, Melissa, facts. But yeah, I think if we did not sign that 360 deal, we would be much better off. I mean, I think Doe did a study on this, that there were more black banks then than there are now. Let's see if we can look that up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't know if this is true or not, but it says here, at the time of Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination in 1968, there were 135 black-owned banks in the U.S. However, since then, that number has dropped sharply. In 2002, there were 47. Today, there are only 16. So I ask you, if we didn't sign the 360 deal and we kept printing our own money, because we were printing money, we had our own currency, don't let them. Hold on. Why'd Google change my spelling? I'm gonna have to find it. But I believe a couple of the banks was rotating their own currency, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna find it one day. So here, Business Insider says there's a total of 34 banks as of 6 days ago, 34 black-owned banks and credit unions. So it includes credit unions, sorted by state. So there's 34. So I'm just saying, if we were to go by banks as a metric, Lauren said that's 16 more than I knew existed. Right. Doe T said, do all blacks bank there? I don't think so. I don't. A lot more black-owned hospitals, too. Went from 100 plus owned to about 1 or 2 today. Wow. I didn't even think of that one. So you got black-owned banks, black-owned hospitals, because we signed the 360 deal. We signed the Equality Act, the Civil Rights Act. Read My Soul said, I thought it was only one black-owned bank. You know, it might not be. Hold on, let's see. Let's see the list. First national bank in the U.S. was created in 1791. The end of the Civil War eventually brought millions of black Americans. Abraham Lincoln established the Freedmen's Savings Trust Company to help serve free slaves. All right, so that's the Freedmen's. It says, though it once had 37 branches and 57 million in deposits, thousands of black customers lost their savings. This was one of the reasons why black people started putting their money underneath the mattress, because it wasn't safe in the banks. All right. So let's see. Why has the number of black-owned banks dwindled? Like their non-minority peers, many black-owned banks suffered during the Great Depression. This is true, though the damage was more severe because of their locations in lower-income communities hit hard by economic decline. There was a resurgence in black banking in the 1960s and 70s, but the industry was again struck by economic decline in the 1980s and by the Great Recession in 2008. Number one reason for the sharp decline in black banks has been lack of access to capital. Some of that has to do with the small scale being privately held and the like. Also, our relatively small scale has meant that our banks haven't been able to achieve economies of other larger banks, hampering our opportunities to grow and expand. Banks can raise capital by providing a variety of services and products like loans or bank accounts and imposing fees. Since black-owned banks primarily serve minority communities, these institutions aren't available to offer the same products and services as national banks, and as a result, have limited opportunities for access to capital. And that's my issue. Is the business model, right? The business model is broken. You have a bank and you're catering to poor people. What kind of business model is that? What kind of business? You need to open up your bank to some bigger depositors. That's what you need to do. And you need to maintain a nice reserve ratio. Because you better be ready for, I don't know, a minimum of 5 years precipitation. A minimum. You better carry 5 years. Got to keep reserve ratios right, because we don't know what Gary will do. We don't know what who's the lady's name? We don't know Janet Yellen. We don't know what Janet Yellen going to do.
Call from
Steph Colonel.
Steph, what up, yo?
Yo, what's up? How's it going?
What's good, bro?
Hey, not much. Hey, listen, while we were on the topic, there's a book that actually belonged to my great-great-grandmother, and it's called The Progress and Achievements of the Colored People, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a book that came out in 1917, right?
Uh-huh.
So it showed it's basically like a chronicle of basically the progress of black people in America. I think 50 years from emancipation. So you see all the black bankers, you see the academia, all types of blue collar work and stuff like that. They have pictures in the book and everything.
Yeah.
It's called The Progress and Achievements of the Colored People. It's a really, really, really good read. And because it's published, so far back when, it's kind of free of any biases, I guess. You know what I'm saying? This is like some real shit,
Right.
So that's all I wanted to add. But if anyone wants to dive deeper into that history, that's a good book. That's a good book I'll recommend.
What's the name of it?
The Progress and Achievements of the Colored People. They have it. I think they actually have. I think they actually have the e-version of it for free on Google. But you always gotta get the hardcover version. I think the hardcover is like $28 on Amazon, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely a good read. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah.
It's free. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, it's they have a lot of pictures on there and everything. So
all right, we're gonna add this to the list.
Most definitely.
I appreciate you, bro.
Of course. Hotep and Bill, bro.
Hotep and Bill. Hold on, let me where should I save this? There we go. All right, got that saved. Progress and achievements of colored people. The coming men of the race, the turning point, earning respect. The World's Congress of Races. That sounds like an interesting chapter. Physical training. This shit probably some strong black power shit in here. The best exercises for standing, sitting, and walking are those directed by the will, power, or energy acting directly upon all the muscles and maintaining equilibrium so that gradual development of the entire body will be reached. This is accomplished by what is known as a flexible action in the lines of changing curves, which distinguishes the beauty and grace of motion and mere strength. There are three phases in natural development: angular, circular, and spiral. The human form, poised squarely on both feet, is the spiral. The head is the convex curve, the body is the concave curve, and the legs are the convex curve, like a wave line. To preserve this spiral of changing curves, the weight is always thrown against the strong side so as to develop the weak side and maintain an equilibrium. Standing should be principally upon the balls of the feet, and the exercise should be to the incline of the body to and from the opposite curves. There should be no slouching at the hips. In walking, standing erect, pause, feet together, abdomen in, chest up, shoulders firm. Then advance the thigh and let the leg hang free from the knee down. Straighten the leg and plant the ball of your foot in advance with the toes straight in front. And so alternate with each foot carrying the head with the chin drawn as well. This is like some slow isometrics type situation going on here. There's some deep shit. Thanks for that, Steph. Appreciate that. You know I'm a fucking book geek. Call in, Tari. Credit Union of Atlanta. Union National Bank. Hawaii, none. Idaho, none. Illinois, they got 2 in Chicago. GN Bank and Liberty Bank. Indiana, Iowa. But, you know, the point I'm trying to make, hold on, let me see. Minnesota got 2. Then even Minnesota got black banks. New Jersey, here we go. 3. Burlington, McGuire Air Force Base, and Mount Laurel. Andrews Federal Credit Union. Damn, they got a black bank on the Air Force Base out here? Wow. So we got 3 out here. 30,000 plus no ATM fees nationwide through the co-op ATM network. Andrews Federal Credit Union. So not a bank, but we do have credit union. Okay. It's a bit different. So, you know, when Jeffrey says we were better now than Jim Crow, just because, you know, a few Negroes got to say so in Congress, you know, and I think that's the clarification we have to make in the statement. The clarification in the statement that we have to make is truthfully that if we didn't sign the 360 deal, would we be better now? That's what we have to compare. Because we're comparing now and then. You can't compare now and then. We're in very different times. It's, you know, 150 years ago, right? So the argument, shout out to middleman Reek. Thank you, Reek. Appreciate you, bro.
This a real Hotep brother.
Minnesota got Jackson money and Prince money. They better have a black bank. Facts. But you can't look at it like, oh, you know, yeah, it's better now, right? Socially, But what about financially? What about health? Like they said, black-owned hospitals. You know, you keep talking about child care and all of that stuff, and childbirths, and childbirths lost to the medical industry. Right? Go to the black hospital. Take care of you. You know? But yeah, you just, you can't compare today to yesterday. You have to say, what if we didn't sign a 360 deal? Would we be better off now than we are now? Would we be better off now than we are now? Let's compare those two things. And I'll say it. I think the banking industry marginalized independent banks. Like, if you weren't a part of the gang, if you weren't a part of the clique, they make decisions and interest rates change. Great Depression. So we can't just say it's all the ground surface level stuff. The hangings and the lynchings and the kidnapping and the essay and all of that. It can't stop there. It can't stop there. You also have to implicate the interest rate changers in this as well. Their printing money practices, their quantitative easing practices. You've got to implicate them in that black banking scheme as well. I mean, just small business or just independent business as a whole. The pandemic is proof of that. Everybody saw what happened with the pandemic with your local shop. We all saw it. We all saw it. A lot of businesses went out of business. Couldn't make it. Couldn't make it. And that's because of decisions made by government. Government. And that's why I really don't argue with the people that want reparations, because I'm like, it's a lot of people that fuck the country up, period. Like, black, white, don't matter. Fuck the country up, period. Set the whole shit back. Set the whole shit back. So what are you supposed to do with that? What are you supposed to do with that? Can't do nothing with that. He said the violence then is no different than what's happening now, except for the color of the people doing it.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Yeah, Goldstein. Facts. Utterly fucked it up. Water, air, land. Yeah. Yeah. So there are various factors that come into play, but I think we've got to consider the 360 deal we signed. The integration, it was just, and it's not the concept of integration. It was the terms and conditions of the contract. The terms and conditions of the contract were, remember when they took that little girl and they forced her to go to school and there was people yelling at her on her way to school? What's that little girl's name? She's the one all the fuss is about. That's the pictures and videos they show. Hold on. I remember it correctly, she had a real pretty name. Ruby Bridges. There you go. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Steph. I knew she had a pretty name for some reason. Here she go. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. This is a baby. This is a baby.
Of the New Orleans public school system.
Look at here.
Despite the continued threats and retaliation against her family,
6 years old.
Ruby remained at France Elementary, and in 1961,
6 years old. Ruby Bridges. 6 years old. Now she up here running around with the Democrats. They raised her for this. This is the movie. No, I don't want the movie.
Call from
Rudy the Vet.
Yo.
What up, homeboy? What's going on, man? Jumping in real quick. In, out, bing, bang, bong. Wu-Tang forever. Illmatic is the best rap album ever. I'm kind of happy about forced integration because I got bused from the white neighborhood to downtown Norfolk to Booker T. Washington. I wouldn't be the cool motherfucker that I am if I didn't go to school with the brothers. Hotep and Bill, Rudy the Vet out.
Peace. That's true. That's true. You know. So wait a second. I could have sworn we seen video footage of this. Is all the video footage Hollywood? Where's the actual footage? Where's the Ruby Bridges footage? They had to bring the National Guard out. This is when you know you're doing too much. You done brought the National Guard out and shit. I remember this lady. White people was upset. You don't think they know white people was gonna be upset? They ain't want us to go to their schools. School integration and KKK protests. So we don't got no footage of Ruby Bridges? Is this it? Okay, I think I finally found it.
They got places for you. Why should our children have to suffer for one little nigga? Now you answer that. Answer that. One.
I told you. Remember I told white people always said the word nigga with A. They never said the ER. Listen to her. Listen to this white woman say nigga. I'm going to play it from the beginning. Hold on.
They got places for you. Why should our children have to suffer for one little nigga? Now you answer that.
I might need that sound bite, yo. I might need that sound bite, yo. What the fuck?
For one little nigga. Now you answer that. Why should our children have to suffer? For one little nigga? Now why should our children have to suffer for one little nigga? Now you answer that. Why should our children have to suffer for one little nigga? Now you answer that. Why should our children have to suffer for one little nigga? Now you answer that.
I told they say it with an A. Back in the day, they said it with an A. They didn't say ER. ER is some new shit y'all just created. Jabari Judah, $5 super. He says the footage from the civil rights movement and World War II made by the same company. Oh, here we go.
Oh, this a real Hotep.
Here we go. He done started up. Y'all done got Jabari started up.
Answer that. One little nigger said, 400 should live. Why should our children have to suffer for one little nigger? Now you answer that. Answer that. One little nigger said,
She said it twice. Why should our children have to suffer? One little nigga. One little nigga. I shouldn't be laughing. But this shit funny.
400 should live. You say that, huh? You can't, well, I'll get you some. No, we don't want to integrate. Tell him in, huh?
You gonna do your side quest Saturday? He said, I'm laughing so hard at the dude in the office next to me just asked if I'm okay.
You say that, huh? You can't, well, I'll get you some. No, we don't want to integrate. Tell him in, huh? We don't want no niggas in school with us.
Son, we don't want no niggas in school with us. Now, why should our children have to suffer for one little nigga? One little nigga. She was so serious. That's the only clip we got? That's the only clip we got of Ruby Ridges? Come on, son. Where's the footage? I done found a 20-minute video. This shit say 1950 special report. Central High School students speak out on Negro students. Oh, this is going to be golden.
Girls, why didn't you walk out of the school this morning?
Well, I didn't believe that there was enough people to walk out to really do any good. I mean, if there was enough people to walk out and show that the kids at Central are all not for this, that it might have done some good, but only just a few did. Besides, I didn't think it would really do the purpose. I mean, you could be suspended or something like that. That's the same as I feel.
She a whole ass moron. Just slow. You done fucked the whole grift up. She like, hey man, you know, it didn't work out. It's not a lot of people outside. I thought it'd be more. You supposed to be like, I don't want to go to school without nuggers. That's what the fuck she was supposed to say. Who the fuck gave her a microphone? She said this is AI generated. I don't trust it.
And I didn't want to mess up on my studies like it's all cost. I've been out already a week, and I don't want to be out anymore and miss anything that I have to miss. Well, that's why I didn't.
All these bitches is special. She's special too.
Walk out because I really didn't think there were enough kids that were going to walk out. And I believe that if they hadn't found out we were going to do it, more people would have walked out. But after they found out, kids more got...
And they had the kids in check back in the day. Nowadays, these motherfuckers is popping up. These motherfuckers is popping up tents and shit on campus. Ghosting.
I'm making a formal announcement right now that I'll be writing a book, and the title will be From Ruby Bridges to the Ruby Ridges, A History of Oppression in America.
Ooh.
That's it.
Damn. Oh, that's a classic. That's a classic. If you need help, I already did the research. Yo,
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Yo, I got a whole. Oh wait, it's on my laptop. Wait, can I access my? I think I can access. Let me see if I can access my what's the name from here. Let me sign in. Here. Continue. I think this is the right. No, not this one. Wait. No. What is this? What is this? Where's my... All right, let me try a different email address. I'll try all these bitches. Then we're gonna get back to these racists. These racists! Oh, wow. Don't tell me I lost my shit. Wasn't this one? Should be. Why is it not? No. Let's try this again. Don't tell me it's gone. Oh. Oh, thank God. Here we go. All right. All right. Right here. Check this out. I got a whole column. Whoops. Right here. I got a nice start to the book right here, Goldstein. Including what you said, right? But I got it's more here. I'm just going to show y'all this. I got more here. You know what I'm saying? Sedition Act of 1798, Comstock Laws of 1873, Fairness Doctrine, FCC versus Pacifica Foundation, Communications Decency Act, United States versus the Spirit of 76. That one, we should probably pull that. We should probably do a whole thing on this one day. Remind me to do a presentation on this. United States versus the Spirit of 76. And the Krill Committee. The Krill Committee's kind of deep too. We got to go into that one too. You see what I named it, right? Crimes Against Freedom. I got one on here that says Crimes Against Humanity. Son, listen. I love that. He said from Ruby Bridges to Ruby Ridges. Damn.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Damn. That's a hell of a title. These broads is dumb as hell.
Scared than they would have otherwise.
How do you feel about having the 9 Negroes there?
Well, they really haven't done any harm to me, especially, but I'd rather have it not going to school with them. But it doesn't seem like there's much that we can do right now.
If any of you talk with the Negroes?
Oh, in gym, they've been very friendly to me, but we haven't discussed this problem. They just talk about their activities or something like that.
You mean some of the white children do talk to them?
Yes, in gym, there are 2 girls, 2 Negro girls in my class, and we talk to them, but not about the problems at school.
Oh, you was talking to niggas? Ooh.
They've been very friendly to me, but we haven't discussed this problem. They just talk about their activities or something like that.
You mean some of the white children do talk to them?
Yes, in gym, there are 2 girls, 2 Negro girls in my class, and we talked to them, but not about the problems at school.
Do you think this will go on indefinitely? Can it go on indefinitely?
Well, what do you mean just by that?
Well, can you continue your studies and get your homework done and pass your tests with troops and incidents and...
Well, lately, with the guards standing outside the door and continually looking in the room to see if the Negro students are all right, well, it certainly upsets me because I hear the footsteps or see someone peeping around, and I'll look up and get my mind off the work, and I just can't completely work.
You may have heard that some of the boys who walked out this morning came across the street and hung up an effigy of a Negro on a tree and set fire to it.
Yeah.
Right over here. Now, how do you feel about that?
I think that's all uncalled for. It certainly is. I mean, you can bring about things without showing disorder like that. That shows that you're very immature if you can't discuss and do about problems without things like that.
Well, I hadn't even heard anything about it until you mentioned it then, but I don't believe it was necessary either. There should have been some other way that they could have shown that they didn't want them there.
Well, do you feel that the 9 Negroes are going to stay under the court order, or do you think they'll eventually be driven out?
The Negro students are going to stay for the reason that the Central students can't do anything about it. Every week there's a different plan, like this plan for walking out, and it didn't go over. So I just think that sooner or later they're going to stay because no plan has worked over yet.
Do you think if they do stay and the troops are taken away that things will settle back to normal eventually?
Well,
I don't.
And
I think that this fighting, and as you might say, it would keep up more or less because there's so many kids that don't want them there.
Of his friends Dinah and Sheila. Now, Mike, I'd like to start off by asking you.
Yo, Mike is swaggy. Look at Mike's pose. Mike is ready. I know Mike about to go off. I just know he is.
Call from.
Sorry.
Tari, what up, yo?
What up?
What you got for us today, man?
I was late to the show today. I don't know what we doing now. Hotep history lesson?
We just taking a look into the past and seeing, what gems we can pull out. We already found out white folks were saying nigga with an A and not an ER, like I told Uncle Hotep. And now we're about to check out Mike here.
I've been enjoying this week. The Strong Dad's motivational speeches.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's what you call them or not, but that I consider it motivational.
Yeah, no, that's dope. Yeah, it's motivational, inspirational. Yeah, good for the soul.
I thought y'all was crazy. Y'all was talking about 500 push-ups the other day. I was like, that's crazy.
I'm gonna do 2. I'm not doing 500. All the experts keep saying that once you pass a certain amount, it's not doing much for you. So.
Yeah,
like Strong Dad was saying that yesterday, like about going to the gym, all chest. So today I was like, all right, fuck it, I'm not gonna do chest today, and I was tight in the chest, so
Yeah, that's what I got to do. Since I've been down here, I ain't been working out as much, but got me a little extended stay this week.
Okay.
They got a gym and a pool. They even got a basketball hoop.
Hey, listen, let me tell you something. I gotta workout. I got to work out. Strong Dad be acting like my workout isn't dope, but I'm telling you right now, my workout is dope, okay? This is what you got to do.
You got me on track with them pull-ups. Like, I started doing them pull-ups again, that shit.
Yeah, the pull-ups, you definitely got to be on those. But the trick is you got to do your max set of push-ups, right? Once you know your max set of push-ups, every day, add 1. You only got to do 1 set. Every day, add 1. Okay, and keep going. No, don't add 2, don't add 5, add 1. That's the only way this is gonna work. Okay, add 1.
You talking about the slow ones, right? You talking about the slow push-ups,
Whatever push-ups you do, whatever push-ups you want to do those and add 1 every day. Go to your max and do 1 more. You go to yesterday's max and do 1 more. Go to yesterday's max and do 1 more. Yesterday's max, do 1 more, and keep doing it. I'm telling you right now, it added like 10 pounds on me for the camera. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I had to try that out because normally a lot of time what I do is 'cause I switch it up, especially because I know the slower you do it, the harder it is to get more in. So
Mm-hmm.
I do like different, fast and slow sets. I usually go to 100 typically, or maybe 120. I'll push it to 120 when I'm doing the fast sets, man. I'm usually going like 50 to 60 when I'm doing the slow sets.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think probably adding one is probably easier with the slow sets. But when I'm doing the fast sets, I'm just doing one more, don't really feel like it's nothing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I usually throw a couple extra ones on there because I need to actually, be pushing myself.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, I think that sounds like a good idea.
All right, let me get back to the show.
But yeah, man. Hope that's good.
Hotep and Bill, stay safe out there, homie. Stay safe out here.
You were in there today when some of the students walked out, and I believe they burned a Negro in effigy and caused some disturbance. How do you feel about it?
I think that was ridiculous. There's no sense to it. It's not going to help any matters any. It's stupid.
Well, now, tell me, Mike, the whole problem here at Central High, how has it affected your study?
It hasn't affected me one way or another. I don't care about it. I'm up there to learn, not to try to solve racial problems.
How do you feel about sitting in the same classroom?
Yeah, I knew Mike was a real one, yo. I knew it. Let's see if it holds true. Come on, Mike.
The colored children.
Oh, I don't mind that. I have a colored kid in my gym class, and he's a pretty good old guy.
Well, what do you?
Let's go, Mike. I knew Mike was cool. I called it early. I said, nah, Mike is on one, yo. Shout out to Mike. He's like, I came to learn, man. I give a fuck about this shit out here, man. Y'all over here trying to solve racial issues. Nigga just trying to learn how to read. You know what I'm saying?
I think the basic problem here is it the students or is it the parents around the community?
It's the parents, that's what it is.
Oh, it's the parents. Tell it, Mike. Tell us what's really going on, Mike. Tell us what's really going on, Mike.
Yes, because most of the students over there are accepting it, and there are only a few of these hoodlums, that just want to start trouble.
Hoodlums. Sound like woke right to me.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Sound like woke right to me. Hoodlums. Opposed to Negro effigies.
Trouble.
In other words, most of the students you think feel like you do, that you're just there to study.
More or less,
Would you say that the situation as it is seems to interrupt classes and causes you to have trouble studying?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't interrupt any of my classes. It hadn't interrupted any of mine except the first day.
Come on, the reporter fishing, man. Media ain't never been right. Media ain't never been right. Well, is it bothering you? Is it messing? He just told you, nigga, I'm cool as a fan. This shit don't bother me. Why y'all out here recording?
When all this commotion was out here, when the crowd was out here, some of the people would start walking out of the school and the crowd would start clapping, and every time that happened, everybody would run over the windows.
That hasn't happened since the first day?
No, it hadn't happened.
Well, now, how has studying been going today after these kids walked out?
I didn't even notice it. It's just about the same in all my classes.
And you have one colored boy in one of your classes?
In gym class. He's a pretty good old guy.
And he seems to get along with
He's a pretty good old guy. Let's go, Mike. He said Mike already sounds like he's 40.
Everyone?
Yeah. He's trying to make friends, but some of them, just won't make friends.
And some will?
Yeah. Me, for instance.
Uh-oh.
Where do you...
Uh-oh. He was like, nigga me. I'll make friends with him. He's a good old fella. You heard what he said about Jamal. Jamal's a good old fella. Let's rewind that.
Yeah. I didn't even notice it. It's just about the same in all my classes.
And you have one colored boy in one of your classes?
In gym class. He's a pretty good old guy.
And he seems to get along.
He's a pretty good old guy. He's a pretty good old guy. It's from Ohio. It said Mike coming to the cookout. Shout out to Mike coming to the cookout. Famo said Mike is fam. Yo, yo, Mike might be good in Hotepistan, bro. I think Mike might be good in Hotepistan, man. Mike is cool, yo.
With everyone?
Yeah. He's trying to make friends, but some of them, you know, just won't make friends.
And some will?
Yeah. Me, for instance.
Oh, Mike's standing on business. Someone make friends? Yeah, me, for instance. Nigga, me, what? What? I'm cool with Jamal, nigga. We be balling. Huh? Macking to these bitches. Mike is Fresh Mike's cousin. Tari said, Mike the realest out. Oh, Justin Ellison said, what's his last name? I'll find him. Yo, I don't know. Let's see if it's in the footer. Oh, we don't know Mike's last name. Where is Mike right now? Yo, what if Mike's a liberal kissing niggas' feet at these protests? Yo, I'd be like, nah, Mike, you made a wrong turn, Mike. Let's see.
Well, where do you think we can go from here now? Do you think that sending 9 Negro students into the school this year was too much?
No, I think that wasn't enough. I think they should have sent more in there.
Oh, this nigga Mike fuck with niggas. He said, nah, I don't think it was enough. Mike's starting to sound like an op, though, low key. His last name Huckabee. He might be an op. He's a little too liberal for me. I need him to be like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Now he doing too much, maybe. I still like him, I think, but that was a little much. He like, I don't think we got enough. You know what I'm saying?
And he seems to get along with everyone?
Yeah. He's trying to make friends, but some of them, you know, just won't make friends.
And some will?
Yeah. Me, for instance.
Well, where do you think we can go from here now? Do you think that sending 9 Negro students into the school this year was too much?
No, I think that wasn't enough. I think they should have sent more in there.
Yeah, oh, that's what it is. Mike got jungle fever. He like them black girls. Mike wants some brown sugar. Shout out to Mike. He like, yo, it ain't no sisters in our school. Blue Collar Intellect, $10 super. He said, I'd have Trump walk out to a remix of DJ Khaled saying, we the best, it's all about unity. Ain't gonna singing convict music to the beat of Kanye Stronger. That'd be dope. Mike got a whiff of that thing on the playground. Sister Shirley put it on Mike. Oh, man.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
You can see it on his face. You see his face right there? Think about Shirley right now. Oh, man. That nigga got a crush on Shirley. Oh, man. Mike got jungle fever. I fucks with Mike. Shout out to Mike, yo. He smelled that cocoa butter.
Feel about having the troops around?
I think, well, it's okay to prevent violence, but as far as following around in the halls, I've been looking at that, and I think that's pretty ridiculous.
They are inside the school building itself now?
Following them around the halls.
But what goes on inside the halls there?
Nothing at all. Except for that one incident, nothing's happened.
What was that one?
So he said they doing too much, right? It's a show. It's theater. The military is theater. He said, what's going on? He's like, nothing. Like, nobody gives a fuck, right? He's like, yo, like, nobody care about these niggas coming to school with us. Ah, shit, send some more, nigga. Shit. Me and Shirley get along real good, right?
One incident.
Where they kicked them and cheered at them and That was yesterday, wasn't it? That was yesterday.
Oh, they was attacking one nigga. They did attack a nigga. All right, never mind. Might need to have some presence. They getting a little violent now.
You think the students could handle this without the soldiers inside the school?
Well, of course, there'd be some of them that were just show-offs and try to start a lot of trouble, but if it wasn't for them, we could handle it.
All right, so we just got to get rid of a few bad apples. We got to get rid of a few bad apples. He said Mike don't like flat butt Becky. He wants to shake it Shirley. He wants shake it Shirley. Facts.
Very well.
How about the girls? I'm going to move over and talk to them.
Mike, you been talking to any sisters? That's what I want to know. That's what I asked. Hey, Mike, you been talking to the black girls? Oh yeah, I got one right now.
Thanks, Mike. You girls now, as I understand it, are...
Real quick, before we get to the girls, I just want to let y'all know, when I seen Mike, I knew Mike was the truth. It was right here. Look at that swag. You see how he's standing, got his hand on his hip? Like,
Mike
look at him.
LV,
I knew right there. I was like, nah, bruh. Mike is swagged out. I knew right there Star was born. Shout out to Mike. All right, let's see what the bros got to say.
Now, as I understand it, are junior high school seniors, and you'll be going here to Central High School starting next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a second.
Mike, don't go away.
He said, Mike, don't go nowhere. Mike, don't go nowhere. Come right back.
You'll start to Central High next fall about this time, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, now, how do you feel about this whole problem here?
Well, I mean, I think the troops are okay, but the minute they leave, there's going to be just as much trouble as there was when they left, because they think that they can't, well, the National Guard wasn't severe enough on them, and they aren't scared of the National Guard. And they were the airborne troops.
Are you talking about the students now, or the parents and the crowd?
Well, I don't know which is causing the most trouble. Some students from other schools have been over here. At least so my sister have told me. And they've caused a lot of the trouble. But before, at the first school, the student council had already appointed some of the kids to take the Negro students around and show them around school and everything was going fine. And then Faber sent the guards up and everything like that, and then trouble started. And I don't know if it was Faber or what, or the parents, or who, but it just, a lot of people just started getting hurt and everything. And my sister said that up there in the lunchroom, they started putting signs up, like, niggers, get out of here, or go back to Africa. And she just got up and pulled it back down again.
What did sign say?
My sister said that up there in the lunchroom, they started putting signs up, like, niggers, get out of here, or go back to Africa.
She said it with an R that time. Lauren said she a snitch? Yeah.
Africa. And she just got up and pulled it back down again. They called her names and everything, but a lot of people have been making friends with the colored children. They never have put that in the newspaper. All they've been putting is saying...
Wait, what'd she just say? Did I hear her?
They never have put that in the newspaper and everything. And my sister said that up there in the lunchroom, they started putting signs up, like, niggers, get out of here, or go back to Africa. And she just got up and pulled it back down again. They called her names and everything, but a lot of people have been making friends with the colored children.
A lot of people have been making friends with the colored children. So the question Jeffries brings up was, we better then versus now? Was we better then versus now? She's snitching on her sister. She's like, this is what my sister told me. This is what my sister told me. Facts.
They never have put that in the newspaper. All they've been putting is things that have been happening that have been bad, like the children going after the colored ones and everything.
In other words, you think that there have been some sides to this that have worked out pretty well?
What?
They never have put that in the newspaper. All they've been putting is things that have been happening that have been bad, like the...
Oh, that's what I thought she said. Did y'all catch that? Listen to this.
Down again. They called her names and everything, but a lot of people have been making friends with the colored children. They never have put that in the newspaper. All they've been putting is the things that have been happening that have been bad. Like
You see that? You see that? So she said the newspapers aren't reporting when we're getting along with the black kids. They're only reporting the bad stuff. It's the grifters. Media ain't never been good.
the children going after the colored and everything.
In other words, you think that there have been some sides to this that have worked out pretty well?
Yes, sir.
Well, now, how about you? How would you feel about going to school with the colored kids?
Well, I'm not going to mind it. I mean, if they're going to come, they've got to come anyway. It may be about 50 years from now, but they're going to come.
You mean
She's like, yo, it's going to be inevitable. Like, at some point, it's going to be niggas in our school. This is interesting. This is interesting.
Integration is going to come.
Integration is going to come.
To ask Sheila, how about now? Come over here a little closer. You all are running away from me. How do you feel about it? You'll start to school here next year. Would you mind going with colored students?
No, I don't. Well, yes and no. I mean, I've been teased a lot about, you know, being dark and everything. I mean, it used to bother me. I used to come home crying about it. But I mean, the niggers will get used to them saying something, and they won't think anything.
Wait. Whoa. Wait. Whoa. Whoa. Wait. Whoa. Whoa. Hold up. Hold up. Did you hear what she just said?
Do you mind going with colored students?
No, I don't. Well, yes and.
She's scared. She's scared. She's scared. Now listen to what she says.
No, I mean, I've been teased a lot about, you know, being dark and everything. I mean, it used to bother me. I used to come home crying about it. But I mean,
She used to be teased about being dark. She's Italian. She's Italian. She looks mixed. I think she's Italian or Sicilian or some shit. They said they was teasing her because she was dark. White colorism, Goldstein? Bro. White colorism? They not telling all the stories. Shout out to my dark whites.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Shout out to my swarthy whites. Shout out to my white niggas. Huh? She got a little more in her. Wow. Wow. Little too dark. This is why you got to watch these things. We might have to do a flashback segment. We might have to do a flashback segment, man. We might have to add a flashback segment to the show because we're learning a lot today. We are learning a lot today. We should just do like a 3-month run of throwback 50s protest white people talking about what was going on back then. This might have to be a new part of the show. This is interesting. Shut up, Lauren.
I mean, the niggers will get used to them saying something, and they won't think anything about it. After they get used to it and everything.
In other words, you think...
Say, gotta get used to it. You gotta have tough skin. She ain't say nothing about, you know, we need to throw a parade or anything. Like, nah, you get tough skin. You'll get used to it. You'll be all right. Motherfuckers was thugs back in the day. Huh? So I used to cry about that shit, but now it's like, you know, you just get used to it. It's just whatever. You know what I mean? This is crazy.
You could get used to going to school with colored children.
Yes, sir, I think so. I mean, if I'm going to
I think so.
have to do it, I might as well get used to it.
This is a far stretch from the woke right. This isn't what Biden said. Remember he was talking about jungles and whatnot, integrating into the jungle. Y'all remember that? I might have to bring up that clip. Let's I'm gonna come back to this. Let's bring up that clip. Since we going back in the past to the 1950s. Let's see. Can we find the clip? Hold on. I'm going to ask Russia for this one. Putin got to help us out. Google's not going to give us what we want. Joe Biden worried in 1977 that certain desegregation policies would cause his children to grow up in a racial jungle. Where's the clip? Where's the clip? Where's the clip? Hold on. Come on, son. Come on, son. Play.
We keep talking about this thing as being north versus south. That's not the issue. It is rural versus urban. And most of the busing that's taken place to date has taken place in rural areas.
Look at this nigga hair. This nigga look crazy. Can y'all see this?
Whether it's be administratively ordered or court ordered. Now we're moving into applying the same standards to urban areas. And it is a standard that doesn't make sense. It doesn't apply. It doesn't hold. We're moving from trying to, in urban areas, we've had integrated facilities but segregated neighborhoods. And in rural areas, we've traditionally had integrated neighborhoods but segregated facilities. And they've applied the same standard and the same test. So this north-south thing is not really the issue. As Professor Nathan Glazer at Harvard has indicated, as Dr. Armour of the Rand Corporation, as James Coleman, as I just tell 3 days of hearing, two days of hearings in
Bro got a comb over. That shit looks crazy.
the Judiciary Committee on another bill I have, beyond this, that deals with busing. And there is uniform opinion of those who testified that it is not a north-south, it's an urban-rural question, a distinction.
But no matter what your intent, there are going to be those who say it's a segregated thing, it's a question of race, and that you have set back the movement of desegregation of schools. How would you answer that?
The way I answer that is I predict that the young black leadership of America will overwhelmingly decide with me. I predict that in 1980 and 84, my position will be totally vindicated by the sociologist and by the civil rights advocate. You know, I come from that side of the track. That's where I'm from. I was a defense lawyer. I handle civil rights cases.
Yo, he got two hairdos. Facts, famo. That's what's wrong with this. Thank you. I knew. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He got two hairstyles at the same time. That's crazy.
I sat in on Route 40. I mean, I'm not from the other side of this. And I happen to think that the one way to ensure that you set the civil rights movement in America further back is to continue to push busing, because it's a bankrupt policy. And that's why I think I'll be vindicated. I don't include myself with pro or anti-busing forces. I think the only group that can determine whether or not a constitutional violation exists are the federal courts of the United States of America. No one else has that right. Secondly, a federal court of the United States of America determining a violation of the Constitution with regard to school desegregation cases must find that there is a specific intent to segregate before they can order busing. That I abide by, that I legislate by, that I hold by. And they're the standards we should repair to. It's difficult to establish intent, but it's clearly possible. Factually, it can be established. The Supreme Court 8-0 ruled yesterday that they must find that. And you very well know, as covering this area as long as you have, that there are legal standards by which you bring in burdens of proof to establish whether or not there was a specific intent. And a court can find that. We keep talking about this thing as being north versus south. That's not the issue. It is rural versus urban.
Yo.
And most of the busing is taking
Yo,
place.
what's going on, brother?
What's good, Joe?
So sorry to double dip, but this is what I'm getting, right? This is what I'm getting off of this whole conversation, right? First of all, thank you, man. This is great. This is great work. As usual, man, you're pushing boundaries no one else will push. But you hear that little lying piece of shit scumbag talk about this ain't a north versus south thing. The fuck it ain't, man. Because the northern schools supposedly integrated, but all that was is if you moved up the wealth chain, if a black family moved up the wealth chain, then you could go to school with the whites. But the kids in Harlem still went to the kids from Harlem. And then they forced the shit down the throat of the southern schools. And if you look at the southern poor, besides like what Mike said, there's a little riffraff, but otherwise nobody really gave a fuck.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? So then when the shit came up in the 70s, when they were like, yo, you forced all this shit on us in the South, how about integrating in the cities? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where I fell under. I fell under the 1972. I'm from like a 60-40 neighborhood in Norfolk, right? And I got bused. I was in walking distance to Lake Taylor High School, but I got bused 30 minutes to downtown Norfolk. And then there was a neighborhood called Berkeley in downtown Norfolk that got bused to 30 minutes out to Lake Taylor. See, that's the integration policy. When the shit came back on the
If you
people in the
have
North who forced that shit on the South, and they're like, yo, why don't y'all start busting and mix up your schools a little bit? That's when dudes like Joe Biden talk about, we don't want our kids to grow up in a racial jungle. You know what I'm saying? So you see the hypocrisy of the Democrats, the hypocrisy of our government on display, man. Great fucking work today, brother. Great fucking work, man. Because this will break down barriers, dude. And like I say all the time, the South is way less racist than the North, man. It's way less racist than the North, man. Move to the South, everybody, so we can Hotep and build. One love, brother. Peace to everybody in the chat. I'm out, man.
All right, Hotep and build. I can't find it.
Well, now, what about this? Do you think that the trouble is with the students here in the high school and in the schools of Little Rock, or is it with the parents, or is it with outsiders, or where is the trouble?
I think it's the parents. I mean, I saw, all these crowds out here and men kicking that Negro and everything.
And you don't sympathize with that sort of action at all?
No, sir, I don't.
What do you think?
Well, I think it was just downright un-American. I think it was the most terrible thing that has ever been seen.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. She said the attacks on black people were downright un-American. Oh, shit.
School and in the schools of Little Rock, or is it with the parents, or is it with outsiders, or where is the trouble?
I think it's the parents.
And you don't sympathize with that sort of action at all?
No, sir, I don't.
What do you think?
Well, I think it was just downright un-American. I think it was...
Oh, shit. Damn. Downright un-American. Wow. I don't even know how to compute that. Damn.
The most terrible thing that has ever been seen in America.
Wow. That's a statement. The most terrible thing we've seen in America.
Call from
Omar.
Omar, what's up, yo?
Hey, what's up? What's up, Hotep?
What's good,
hey,
yo?
man. I called in. It's gonna be a quick call. But I just had a serious inquiry, man. I would love for you to sit with Adam Green, and like talk with him about, I guess, his point of view on everything going on with Trump right now. Because homie is like really delved into like Abrahamic religions, and he's tied a lot of things together. He comes from the standpoint of an agnostic, but he says some really interesting stuff on Tinfoil Hat that had me. He was talking to Sam Tripoli, and I was like, oh, shit. And
oh, I know him.
Oh, okay, you know who he is.
Yeah,
But,
we follow
like, I
each
guess-
other.
Huh?
We follow each other.
Oh yeah, man, you know what's up.
Yeah.
But I say all that to say, bro, like I want to buy into Trump so bad. I swear I do. But the part that I struggle with is I can't believe these people have put millions of dollars into understanding the brain. Marketing, they know how to like get you into a restaurant and spend more money based off the colors on the walls. These people got the brain mapped out way more than we could ever understand. So there's no way, I don't believe that Democrats would be so out of touch that they thought everything that they're doing to Trump was gonna make him look bad. And then I'm like seeing CNN back Trump too. And it's just like, dog, it's the perfect girl who got the best bust, all that stuff. And then you gotta kind of act like, does she have an Adam's apple? This is too perfect.
Well, you're not gonna
And
get
so-
you're not gonna get a perfect presidential candidate. It's definitely picking a lesser of two evils.
It is. But it seems like with Trump, it could be potentially a bigger, I guess,
Why?
consequence.
Why?
I just listened to Adam Green not too long ago, and I'm still like, I'm in the middle of moving and stuff. But I seen you on the.
But why?
I was
But
watching
why?
about
Why'd you
moving.
make that statement? Why? What'll make it worse?
I made that statement because from all the tying in that Adam has done.
But what is
in
it?
regards to
What is he talking about? Tying into what?
So he's talked about how he was born on a solar eclipse. I'm in the middle of wait, Hotep. I'm in the middle of doing a lot of moving right now, so I'm like in the
Well,
middle.
give me something I can sink my teeth into. Pause. Like I don't want to hear that solar eclipse and all of that. You know.
Can I get back to you? You're gonna be airing tomorrow.
Yeah.
So can I
Get back
call
to
in
me.
tomorrow?
Get back to me. Yeah.
All right, for sure.
All right.
Hey, wait, I gotta say this real quick. Hotep's a genius, HotepJesus.com, subscribe and get Apex.
Yo,
Shout out to
appreciate you,
man.
bro.
Hey, no problem. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Let's do a poll really fast. We got the sleep pill. What should we name the sleep pill that we got? It's gonna help you sleep over at Men of Order. Which one do you guys prefer? Which name would you guys give the sleep product? Let's ask the chat that while we go and look back into the past. She said it'll be downright un-American.
I mean, yeah, I guess I'm sounding patriotic or something like that, but I always thought that all men were created equal, and that God loves all these little children, even the Negroes. And Negro children is just much, boys, just much my brother as Mike is.
Wow. The Negro brothers is just as much my brother as you is. Wow.
And all that. I know religion is supposed to be brought up and isn't supposed to be brought up in politics, but I've always sympathized with that.
She said religion over politics. Luna matches Apex and Flow better. Lunatep. Oh, are you a Lunatep? I think we've made our decision. Absolutely. I love it. We're going to do that. Say less.
But I don't. And that God loves all these little children, even the Negroes. And Negro children is just.
Wait, what's
Do that sort of action, though.
No, sir, I don't. Or something like that. But I always thought that all men were created equal, and that God loves all these little children.
God loves all his children.
Even the Negroes.
Even what Negroes?
All men were created equal, and that God loves all these little children, even the Negroes.
Even what Negroes? What'd she say?
God loves all these little children, even the Negroes.
What she say? What Negroes? Even the Negroes? Okay.
And Negro children is just much, boys just much my brother as Mike is.
Wow. Wow.
And all that. I know religion is supposed to be brought up and isn't supposed to be brought up in politics, but I've always sympathized with that.
She said religion over politics. Religion over politics.
But I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm sort of scared and I'm sort of not scared because I'm afraid a whole lot of people's going to be hurt.
Famo being, he being pedantic now. He said, why she say even?
Who didn't need to be hurt in the first place.
Mike, what do you say about that? About those crowds? About the real basis of the trouble here? Is it among the students or is it among the parents?
He said crayons?
About those crowds? About about those crowds?
Oh, crowds.
About the real basis of the trouble here? Is it among the students or is it among the parents?
It's among the parents. Those crowds are just stupid. I'm glad that Eisenhower sent those paratroopers in here because those other guys weren't. They lived here, and once all this is over, they're going to have to go back and face their people they lived with. And these people here, they're from Kentucky, and they don't have anything to worry about.
They're yelling Mike name in the background. What up, Mike? Mike bopping in school.
Yeah. Tell me this now. You've had these kids shouting at you while you've been talking here. Are some of the kids in the school sort of angry if you talk to newsmen?
Yeah. They're mad if we express our views.
Are they afraid themselves to talk to us?
Some of them are.
I've noticed when I've gone up to some, they wouldn't even answer. In other words, there's some pressure on you not to talk to us and not to say how you feel.
Yeah, there is.
Mm-hmm. And that's because they disagree with you, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Very much.
Mike said, I'm standing 10 toes down. I don't care if they heckling. What'd they say, though? What were they yelling?
All men were created equal.
About those crowds? About the real basis of the trouble here. Is it among the students or is it among the parents?
It's among the parents. Those crowds are just stupid. I'm glad that Eisenhower sent those paratroopers in here because those other guys weren't. They lived here, and once all this is over, they're going to have to go back and face their people they lived with. And these people here, they're from Kentucky, and they don't have anything to worry about.
Tell me.
I can't make it out. I hear him say Mike, but I can't make out what else they're saying. Yeah, Mike want all the smoke. Shout out to Mike, man. Shout out to Fresh Mike. Yahoo is made up 3rd century state op. It's much more to this story than what people are leading on, man. Eric Cooley, what up, bro? All right, let me get out of here, man. I'll be back tonight. chesskick.com/HotepJesus. We doing the chess lessons tonight. Make sure y'all get in tune. National Master Training. Don't try this at home. All right. Other than that, I'll see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. As always, be well, stay merry. Hotep and Bill. Wait, tell somebody in your family that you love them. Hotep and Bill.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,